Good day, and welcome to the Impact Investing Show. Guys, as you could see, I didn't even want to stop listening to the beat as the timer ended. But guys, you know what it is. We have to jump into the show because you guys have been waiting for this. Guys, I've been waiting for this too. This is episode 20. We are on day 20 of your 21 days of property investing success. Guys, how did we get here? How did we get past day 1, past day 2, past day 3, all the way to day 20? Guys, I don't know, but I'm telling you, this experience, let me call it an experience. This experience has been jam-packed for me. Okay, I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you've been getting value from these 21 days of your property investing success. Let me know in the comments that you've been getting value. Write the word value in the comments. Now, if you're someone who's brand new, this is your first time connecting with us, whether live or via the replay, in order to be on this 21 days of your property investing success, what I want you to do is write the word new in the chat. Just write the word new in the chat. So everyone who else is in the comments will be able to greet you and say to you, hey, okay, and let you know that we're here for you. So let me know if you're new. And if you're not new, if this isn't something new to you, let me know that you are back again. Let me see the term back again. And guys, let me know if you've been getting value over these 21 days. Guys, today is day 20. We got today, we got tomorrow, and then the show is over. Today and then tomorrow, and then it's all over. Guys, how did we get here? Okay? Guys, I have been getting so many messages over the days that we've been running this program, day in, day out, people just telling me of how much value they're actually getting through this experience. Okay, we got Osei Kimon in the chat. Great to have you on again, sir. He says great value. Okay, guys, look, guys, this experience for me has just been off the chain, off the hook. Okay, I don't even know what else to say. It's just been off the chain, off the hook. It's been enlightening. It's been eye-opening. Okay, it's been a powerful experience to just spend time with you guys and see where you guys are at in your journey, to share resources, to share kind of experiences, to share with you guys stories of where I've been in my journey, but more importantly, where you guys want to go in your journey. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed the experience so far. And guys, let me tell you something. Tonight's show has been and will be no different. Okay, on tonight's show, we are going to flood the airwaves with value. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. We are going to flood the airwaves with value. Now, let me say this. I know some of yous are tuned into this, but you don't want to comment. I get it. Okay, I get it. I understand. Okay, I've been there before. Okay, been before. All right, I know some of yous are tuned in and you're just saying to yourself, you know what? I don't want to comment. I don't want to say anything. I don't want anyone to know I'm here. Let me tell you something, okay? Engagement is the name of the game. Engagement is the name of the game. What you want to do is you want to hit that NEW and write that you're new. What you want to do is you want to write back again. You want to let us know that you're actually back again. And I'm going to tell you why. Because as you engage with this content, with this value, this content and value is equally going to engage with you. Guys, let me tell you something. There is so much value available to you every single day. I'm not just talking about here on this live stream. I'm talking about generally in your life. There is so much value available to you. The question is, will you reach out and grab it? The question is, will you do what it takes to have it? There is so much value available to you. You see, there are so many people who choose to see the value but not necessarily embrace the value. Let me even use some next terminology. There are so many people who choose to see the value but not be the value, not have the value, not take what is rightfully theirs. And I'll say it again, it is rightfully yours if and only if you will take it. Guys, I want tonight's show to be the show where if you've been lurking in the corners and not been taking that step to write a comment, you change that today. I want today's show to be the show where you say to yourself, you know what? I'm committing to be in today. I'm committing to be a part of what's actually going on today. You see, today's show is going to be different for me because in today's show, I'm going to say what I've got to say. I'm going to be who I've got to be. I'm going to engage. Guys, we have so much to share with you today. I'm going to go through a whole bunch of books today, books that we've already recommended, books that we've already said to you guys will be good for you to basically take full advantage of. We're going to be doing so many things today because I want to really add value to you guys who have been rocking with us for the 21 days of your property investing success. Now, what we're going to do to get us started on this show is I want to encourage every person who's already tuned in to write the word hi in the chat, just like it says right down here. Don't forget to comment and say hi. I want to encourage every single person to say hi. Let the people know who are already on the stream, who are already in the comments, that you're there too by just simply saying hi. Side by side with that, if you haven't hit the like button and you're going to get value anytime throughout tonight's recording, throughout tonight's live, if you're watching this on a replay or if you're with us live, if you get value at any point throughout this recording or this live, what I want you to do is hit the like button. Tell the YouTube algorithm that this is the kind of content more people need to see. Side by side with that, why don't you share this video? If at any point, I'm not talking about now, because right now we're still in the intro. We haven't even gone anywhere yet. We're still in neutral. But if you are a person who at any time throughout this stream, any time throughout this live, any time throughout this content says to yourself, that was of value to me, I like that, I want you to hit the share button. Okay, because let me tell you something. If it's good enough for you, it's probably good enough for someone else. So if you're the kind of person who you're going to hear something and be like, oh, this ain't for me, I'm turning the video off, that's different. Okay, farewell. I'll see you on the next one. But if you're one of those people like me, you got your notebook, you got your iPad, you got your tablet, you got your phone, you got your notes, you got your pen, you got your paper, and you're ready to take notes. You're ready to get value on tonight's show, day 20 of the 21 days of your property investing success. Then you are the kind of person that when you get a bomb, when you get a nugget, when you get a gem, when you get a diamond shared with you on this live, I want you to hit that share button. I want you to let a few more people know this was good enough for me. I want to share it with you. So let's jump into our introduction for tonight's episode. First thing I want to do for day 20 is let you guys know how we ended up here, because there may be some people who are watching this who are like, where did this come from? How did we get here? Let me make it simple. Okay, early last year I was running and hosting a networking event where we would have over 100 people every single month attend our networking event. We had one of the largest networking events in the UK as it pertains to property investing. And as a result, people would generally anyway ask me questions. People would generally anyway ask me, Samuel, what do you think of this? Samuel, what do you think of that? Samuel, how should I do this? Samuel, how should I do that? That was just normal. But in March of last year, after our last meeting on the first Thursday of March, there was a shutdown. There was a lockdown. There was rumors and noise of the pandemic. As a result, there was a lockdown in the UK. Now, when that lockdown took place, I had a number of property investors. I had a number of my own coaching clients. I had a number of my own sourcing clients. I had a number of my own students reach out to me and ask me questions. Samuel, what do I do about this? Samuel, how do I navigate this? Samuel, what am I going to do through this? So I said to the team, I said, listen, guys, I can't answer and respond to every text. I can't answer and respond to every LinkedIn message, every WhatsApp message, every Facebook Messenger message. I can't respond to all of this stuff and still be productive with what I've got to do. So let's find a way to help everybody. Let's find a way to push people forward. That's what I said. So the team came up with a great idea. They said, Samuel, look, all we got to do is let's make you more available. They said, if you show up regularly and help people by giving them strategy, because you're a strategist, they'll be able to have the answers to their queries, to their issues, to their challenges, and they'll be able to move forward. So we decided to create Strategy in the Storm, which was the live show we started last year. Every Saturday at 6 p.m, we'd show up on a weekly basis. We'll take your phone calls. We'll take your live chat messages. We take your comments in the YouTube video, and we will help you strategize through your property storm. Whatever you are going through, we would work with you. We'd mastermind together effectively live through means of the internet, utilizing YouTube as a portal. And it's through means of doing this week in, week out. We're now, I think we've passed episode 40. We're probably on like episode 41. week in, week out on Saturdays from doing this, we got to a space where it was November of last year. And I said to the team, you know what? 2020 has beat up a whole lot of people. 2020 has really attacked a lot of people. A lot of people entered 2020 with big dreams, big hopes, but left 2020 without anything in terms of those dreams and hopes to even think about or look at. So I said to the team, listen, I want to help people start 2021 properly. So for 2021, let's do this. Let's have 21 days of content, 21 days of value, 21 days where we help people move further, faster in their property investing journey. Let's set it out from day one, January the 1st. And that's exactly what we did. And that's why we're here. From the 1st of January, 2021, we have been showing up every single day to offer you value, insights, resources, so you can move forward in your property investing. I shared with you guys a few days ago a message that I saw in a Facebook group that was sent by someone who was participating, KTR, who's been participating from day 3 on this journey. And she was sharing about how this content she's engaged with has been of more value to her than courses she has paid for. And guys, this is free right now on YouTube. This is the reason why I say to you guys, look, if you're getting value, hit share. Not because I want more people to see the content, but because I understand that the value embedded in what we're talking about can change someone's life. It can be the difference between them going to spend £6,000, £2,000, £2,000, £1,500 on a program, on a course, on an experience, which they're still going to be looking for what we're talking about right here. Now, is this me saying courses are not worth it? No way. Guys, I have spent over £20,000 on my own property education without fail, and I do it again. Let me repeat that for those of you who are like me, who are taking notes. I have spent over £20,000 on my own property education, and I would do it again, guys. So I really do value education. That's the same reason why I studied 4 degrees in university in this UK whilst I've gone through my educational experience or my educational months and years of my life. Because I understand that education is powerful. And that's why we're here for these 21 days. So if you're rocking with us for the first time, like I said, write the word new in the comments. Let the live chat know that you're here by letting them know. Just write the word new. And other people who are in the comments will also engage with you. They'll greet you. They'll say, hey, how you doing? So let's jump into our show disclaimer, and then let's get straight into the value. All information provided and results given are exemplary. Each person's results may vary or differ. Results are based on consistent strategies, and we advise that you always, yes, always seek legal and financial advice from a qualified professional. And if you need some help to find a qualified professional, just let us know and we'll helpfully point you into the right direction. Now, for tonight's show, we got to do the recap. And I want to do the recap quick again, because I want tonight's show to really be about you guys. I want tonight's show to really be about the value and the content that we've got for you guys. Okay? So when we started this journey on the 1st of January, 2021, day 1, we spoke about knowing what you want. We shifted from knowing what you want into day 2. We spoke about metacognition, which I broke down to you was thinking about your thinking. We went into day 3 speaking about vision, the power of vision, how you need to utilize vision in order to move yourself forward. Let me do something that's even going to be powerful. Let me use the resources because some of them are here. All right. Should I use the resources? You know, if I should use the resources, let me see the letter Y in the chat. Yes. Y for yes. Y for yes. Okay. If I see some Y's in the chat, I will use the resources to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Now, for those of you who are new and who are rocking with us for the first time, just to let you know, all the information we're going to talk about, okay, all of the books we may recommend, all of the directions we'll recommend for you to go to, check the description of the video for those things, okay? So we want you to take notes. We want you to have a whole set of notes. We want you to have a full notepad, iPad, etc. with your notes. But Equally with that, we have supported you, okay, by in the description littering, and I'm going to use that word again, littering the description with helpful resources and links for you to move forward. Okay, I got my man Timmy in the chat. Well done, Timmy, for showing up. Okay, I don't think you know what you've been missing, but like I said, it's on YouTube, it's here, and it's available for you to take full advantage. All right, guys, it is very rare that I go out of my way to give you as much content for free as I have, that's the proper English, excuse me, as I have been doing since the 1st of January 2021. And as I shared, guys, there's a reason we've done this. We've done this because we want you to move forward. All right, we want you to move further, faster in your property investing journey. And listen, guys, let me say this. If this is your first time, okay, if this is your first time ever coming to this channel, let me tell you something. This is the YouTube channel where you get creative property investing on demand. Let me say that one more time. Impact Properties YouTube channel is the YouTube channel where you get creative property investing on demand. So why not hit that like button? Why not press subscribe if you haven't subscribed already? And side by side with that, why not hit the bell notification so you can be notified every single time we go live, every single time we drop a video, so you're not left out. So you've got that content ready to go. All right, now we got our sister KTR in the chat. Great to see you again. We just mentioned you a moment ago. I don't know if you heard us, but it's great to have you on again. Now, let's see if I can do this, because if I can do this, you guys are going to get so much value. I see the yeses. I see the yeses in the comment. This is what happens. You guys come with that hunger and it all changes. Yesterday, we had Kingdom Oluwatosin in the chat who just came with some different energy and shifted the whole energy to 100 warp speed. So guys, let me tell you something. If you got that energy tonight, bring it. Okay, it's 8 p.m. It's past 8 p.m. now. Bring that energy, because that energy is going to be necessary for us to move forward. So I see the chat just blowing up. So KTR says hi. Yes, she wants us to use the resources. Great to see you in the chat, KTR. Timmy says yes. We got Timmy, my man, in the chat as well. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to go through it with the resources. Hopefully this is going to help you guys even more. So day one, okay, day one. On day one, we spoke about knowing what you want. I broke down on day one. Look, let me do this, guys. I'm here already. I got to pull up my sleeves. I feel like I'm getting in the trenches. On day one, we spoke about knowing what you want. And what I basically broke down on day one is you cannot achieve not any property investing success if you do not know what you want. Knowing what you want is fundamental. Knowing what you want is crucial in order for you to move forward in your property investing journey. In order for you to have any success, for you, yes, you, I'm speaking to you, for you to have any measurable success in your property investing journey, you have to know what you want. You have to know if you want cash flow so you can replace your income. You have to know if you want equity so you can say, I'm worth £2 million. You have to know if you want profits so you can say, I got £740,000 in the bank. You have to know what you want. That's where it all starts. And one of the things I broke down on day one is that truth. Yes, you heard it. Truth. You might be thinking, no, money. No, truth is one of the fundamentals to understand what you want. And because of that, the book recommendation we made on day one was this book right here. This book is called How to Kill 11 Million People. How do you kill 11 million people? And I broke down to you guys on day one that this is a book. It's a short book. It's a thin book, but it's a good read. Less than 100 pages in this book. Okay. I think we said it was 80 something, 80 pages. When you get to page 81, you're under notes. 80 pages in this book, well worth reading to help you understand the power of truth and how truth can change your life, how truth can set you up to a predicament where you know what you want, and because you know what you want, you can go for what you want regardless of the distractions. Hope you understand what I'm talking about. That was day one. Additionally, in day one, I gave you a video recommendation which helps you understand how to articulate what you want, which was going to be setting you up for day three. So day one was all about knowing what you want. I needed to get you guys from a position where your foundation was right. And that's why we spent the first 7 days all on foundation of this 21 days of your property investing success. But day one was about knowing what you want. And that was the book recommendation, How Do You Kill 11 Million People? And also I gave you a video recommendation. All the links were in the description of day one's video. Now we work to day two. Day two. Who was with us on day two? Hashtag day two. If you was with us on day two, write day two in the chat. If you was with us on day two, write day two in the chat. On day two, we spoke about a skill that I've been using for a number of years, but I ended up knowing what the skill was called when I got into education. That skill is a long word with a short meaning, a long word with a short definition. If you know what the definition of that long word is, I want you to put it in the comments, please. On day two, we spoke about metacognition. And I taught you guys the simple definition of metacognition. I said to you, metacognition is a paramount skill in order for you guys to win in your property investing journey. You want to get real success in your property investing journey, you need to start utilizing the skill of metacognition. And that's what we basically broke down on day two. You need metacognition. Metacognition will change your life. Metacognition will set you up. You know, metacognition is the skill that the entrepreneurs use to stay ahead of everyone else in the game every single time. I'm going to say that again. Metacognition is the skill that entrepreneurs use to stay ahead of everyone else in the game every single time. I've been using this skill for years. I used to use this skill when I was in my career. So I was using it on a job and it used to work then. And I'm telling you, it still works now. Entrepreneurs all over the globe are using metacognition on a regular basis to stay ahead of everyone else. What does metacognition mean? It means thinking about your thinking. You need to write that down. If you've never heard that before, you need to write that down. If you've never ever heard of the word metacognition, you need to write that word down and you need to write next to it. It means thinking about your thinking. You see, on day two, I said to you guys, you need to build up the skill of being able to think outside the box, to think laterally, to think differently, to think in 3D when everyone else is thinking 2D. I said to you guys that, look, last year when people are running because of a pandemic, when people are running because of a virus, when people are running because of a vaccine, whatever it is that's going to make people run, you see the entrepreneur utilizing metacognition, thinking about their thinking, are going to already be able to outmaneuver the scenario, the situation, because of the way they think. And this is what I wanted to give you guys. This is why I gave you guys the 7 days of foundation, so you guys could be equipped to think the same way. And in the link in the description, on day two, I recommended this book right here. This book, which probably everybody who's tuning into this has heard of. This book, which probably everybody who's tuning into this maybe even has in their house. That's the craziest thing, you know. Let me tell you something. Can I give you a principle? If I can give you guys a principle, let me see the letter P in the chat. This book right here, okay? A book that could potentially change your life. A book you've probably heard of before. A book you've probably bought before. A book that's probably in your Amazon one day I'll buy list. If you ain't already hit the buy now button. This book, linked in the description on day two. Book recommendation number 2, guys. Why did I recommend this book? I recommended this book because this book is the kind of book that if you understand what is being articulated in this book, you will make a change. This book is talking about metacognition as well as a whole bunch of other principles. This book is talking about setting you up to move forward. KTR says P in the chat, so here's your principle. I heard this principle years ago, okay? And you know what? I'm going to be really transparent with you guys. When I heard this principle, I never knew it was true. But over the years, I have seen it was true. Let me even tell you something. I just went down and saw my wife. My wife was basically putting books in a bookshelf. And she said, you know what? Going through all our books makes me want to read even more. Let me say that again. My wife said, going through all of our books makes me want to read even more. Now, here it goes. Let me give you the principle. I once heard a man say that the answer to every single problem you are dealing with in your life is found in a book in your house that you probably haven't even read yet. I'll say that again to you because some of you are some good students. Some of you are taking notes on tonight's stream. So let me say that to you again. And for those of you who are lazy daisy, those of you who want to, I'll watch it later and take the note. Listen, if we take the video down, there'll be no taking notes when the video's down. Write the notes. Get the pen now. Get the pad now. Get the paper now. Make sure you know what you're doing now. Timmy says, clicks fingers. Listen, Timmy, do something more. Hit the share button. Press the like button. Make it happen. Let the video know. Don't just let us know in the comments. Let the video know that you got value. Because this is what we're doing. These 21 days, that's what we're doing these 21 days. We're breaking the mold. We're not just talking out here. Okay? The principle that I heard a number of years ago is that the answer to every and any single problem you're dealing with in your life is probably found in a book in your house which you have not read yet. Guys, let me ask you something. How would you live if that principle was true? Okay? How would you live if that principle was true? I'll tell you how I'd live. I'd read every book in my house. I'll tell you how I'd live. I'd get a whole bunch more books. I'll tell you how I'd live. I'd read them again more than once. I'll tell you how I'd live. I read them to my children. I'll tell you how I'd live. I read them to my wife. I'll tell you how I'd live. I let my wife read to me. I'll tell you how I'd live. I let my children read to me. You think about that. If the answer to every drama, every calamity, every problem, every setback, every fault in your life was actually hidden in a book, which is actually in your house. No, listen, the principle didn't say hidden in a book in a local library. The principle didn't say hidden in a book in a world where you'd have to discover it. Hidden in a book that is in your house that you probably haven't read yet. You see, that is one of those principles that got me, that changed me. See, I've learned a lot of principles, but let me tell you something. There are certain principles that have had a dramatic effect. That was one of them. You see, when I tell people, yeah, I'm passionate about reading, I like reading, I'm interested in reading, like reading does something to me. You see, when I read books, I don't know if you can see this because of the color. When I read books, this happens. You see, highlighting, pen. That's why I'm telling you guys, look, get your pens, get your notepads, get your papers. Don't just watch this and think this is entertainment. This is not entertainment. But it will be entertainment if you allow it to be entertainment. Look at this. This is the front of the book. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can. We got that focus in here. There's writing in the book, guys. The writing's in the book, guys. Why am I writing in the book? Because there's something in here of value which I don't want to escape me. Hope you understand that. How would you live if you understood that the answer to the problem that you're facing in your life right now is actually in a book in your house, which you probably haven't read? For those of you who don't like to read, oh, Samuel, reading ain't my thing. That's okay. I got you. We got audios too. Okay? On day 2, I said to you guys, we need a checkup. I don't think I said this. I used to work with a pastor, years ago. Let me give this to you. I used to work with a pastor years ago. He used to have this one saying all the time. He was an American guy. Always used to say this saying, and it used to annoy me. But when I've got older, now that I'm an adult, I use this saying all the time, especially when I'm talking to people close, because it's true. He says, you need a checkup from the neck up. He always used to say that. He used to say, Sam, you know, these people, they need a checkup from the neck up. Guys, listen to me. I hope you're sitting there laughing like I'm laughing, guys. This is what the pastor used to say. I used to drive him around. I was his driver. This was years ago. I must have been 19 years old. I used to drive this pastor around the country to go preach in different places. And the pastor used to say it to me all the time. We'd go to a church. All right, check this out. I'll give you an example. Can I be real? Let me get some real in the chat, guys. Let me know if I can be real. Let me know. Guys, remember, this is for you. This show's for you. This show ain't for me, guys. If this show is for me, I'd be with my wife and my children right now. Guys, this show is for you. So can you please come and take the value? Okay, let me see some reels in the comments. If I see some reels in the chat, I'll get real with you guys. I'll share with you some real life experiences. Okay, outside of property, some of the stuff that are outside of property that had a dramatic effect on me, so that when I went into property, things changed. I didn't come into property casually. All right. Let me know if I can be real, guys. Let me see real. I need more than one reel. I need about 3 reels minimum before I start sharing this. So let me know if I can be real. So for those of you, I see that first reel. For those of you who don't like reading, go get your audiobooks. Now listen, let me warn you of something. If you're going to be an audiobook engager, if you're going to be the kind of person who loves audiobooks, I like audiobooks. I use audiobooks as well. One thing I want to encourage you to do, okay, is still take notes. The biggest mistake most people make is they listen to these audiobooks. They got their AirPods, they got their headphones, okay? They be using things like these, okay? They walk around their house using these little earbuds, okay? So they think because they heard it, it's gone in. They got their headphones. I don't know if you can see these. They got their headphones. They think because they've heard it, it's gone in. Let me tell you something. It goes in deeper when you write. It goes in deeper when you share it. It goes in deeper when you do it. It goes in deeper when you talk about it. It goes in deeper when you make it a conversation. It goes in deeper when you teach it. I'm just being real. I'm just sharing with you stuff I've learned myself. Okay? It's one thing to hear it. It's another thing to learn it. It's another thing to practice it. It's another thing to give it to someone else. It's another thing to do it for yourself. It's another thing to share it to other people. It's another thing to teach it. Okay? I got 2 reels. KTR gave me a reel. Timmy gave me a reel. I need one more reel, guys, to go real. So either way, Think and Grow Rich. This was the resource that we recommended to you guys on day 2. As we started to speak to you guys about how you need to, how it's essential and it's important for you to use metacognition, thinking about your thinking. You need to think about your thinking. Okay? I shared with you the same thing this pastor used to say when I would drive him around the country. I remember so vividly one day we drove to Oxford, okay? And we was just in the car driving, and he'd say that statement. He always used to say that statement. These people need a checkup from the neck up. And I actually took that on board for myself. I started saying to myself, what's a checkup from the neck up? You see, when you go to the hospital, most people want to get a checkup of everything below their neck. Oh, can you check my arm? Oh, can you check my leg? Oh, can you check my heart? But the pastor was saying they need a checkup from the neck up. They need to check how they're thinking. They need to check their brain. See, these are the things I was hearing when I was 18, 19 that made me think I need to read more. I need to read more. How's this man going to be blasting people, telling them they need a checkup from the neck up? I need to read more. I don't want to be the person who needs a checkup from the neck up. I want to make sure what's above my neck is of value. First and foremost to myself before I even think about anyone else. If this is not of value to me, how can I be of value to anyone else? All right. Now, guys, we might have to get the 3rd reel on the comments. So the 3rd reel, when you come through on the comments, we'll probably do another video with the truth, with the realness on that. So Think and Grow Rich. Resources to help you guys with metacognition. Resources to help you guys think about your thinking. Think laterally. Think outside the box. Think in 3D when everyone else is thinking 2D to move you on in your life. Think and Grow Rich. That was the resource that we recommended on day 2, as well as another video. Now, I don't know if some of you remember the video. I don't know if you guys actually went and watched the videos. I don't know if you did the homework. Because if you did the homework on day 2, you would have come back with a different energy. You would have been like, Samuel, that video that you put there, I watched that video. Guys, Chase, I can understand why you think the way you think now. I can understand why you act the way you act now. I can understand why you see the way you see now. You see, this life we live in, guys, we have so much of an influence on the life. But you know what happens? You spend time around mediocre people teaching you mediocre habits. You end up acting mediocre. You spend time around people who are powerful, who choose to restrain or constrain their power because they're afraid. On day 3, we shifted into a whole nother world. On day 3, we started to speak about vision. On day 3, I shared with you guys, listen, you need a vision for your property investing success. On day 3, I said to you guys, listen, let me tell you something. In the Bible, in Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18, it says, without a vision, the people perish. Let me even share with you a different way of saying it. There's another translation. I believe it's the New King James Version. Whoever's in the comments, if you're a Bible student, go find out the translation I'm talking about. But it says, without a vision, the people cast off restraint. Without a vision, the people cast off restraint. So the standard Hebrew translation says, without a vision, the people perish. The people are going to die without a vision. The people die without a vision. But this specific translation broke it down in a different way. It said, without a vision, the people cast off restraint. Do you know what that means? That means you stop acting disciplined. When you don't have a vision, you don't act disciplined. Let me tell you something. When you have a vision for your physique, when you know you want that 6-pack, 8-pack, 12-pack, whatever packs you're trying to buy these days in Tesco's, when you know how many packs you want, you get disciplined. When you've got a picture of that on the wall, you get disciplined. It's the same with your property investing success. Timmy says New King James Version, he thinks. All right, guys, you need to understand this. Without a vision for your property investing success, you are doomed in your property investing success to be a failure. Guys, you need to understand this, okay? Why do you think so many people are not succeeding when it pertains to property? Okay? I'm reading this. I'm reading this. Guys, you know what we do. Timmy's new to the environment, so he might not know what we do. But you guys know what we do. We've been in the Bible. We've been in the books. We've been checking the resources. So Timmy, welcome home. Welcome to your 21 days of your property investing success. Timmy says, I've got a lot to catch up on. Excited. So you should be excited. KTR, should I tell him to just go and watch day 14? Let's do this. I'm reading Proverbs chapter 29 verse 18, King James Version. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. You see that second part, he that keepeth the law. So what they're basically talking about there is exactly what I was mentioning, discipline. He that keeps the principles, he that keeps the law, he that keeps going according to the plan. He that keeps the law is happy, but the people with no vision perish, they die. Let's see if Timmy was right. Timmy said New King James, okay? New King James. Let's see if it's New King James. NKJV. Guys, you guys are making me feel like this is like church now. This is all crazy. All right, 21 days of your property investing success, day 20. Hope you're ready for me. Oh, Timmy got it 100%. Where there is no revelation. So they've even shifted it from vision to revelation. Revelation is your ability to see beyond where you are. Where there is no ability to see beyond where you are, where there is no revelation, the people cast off restraint. But happy is he who keeps the law. But happy is he who keeps the law. Where there is no revelation, the people cast off restraint. Thank you, Timmy, for sharing in the chat. Guys, I hope you understand what's being said here. When people do not see past where they are, they cast off their discipline. When people do not recognize that where I'm going is more important than where I am, they stop being disciplined. They stop acting the way they need to act to get out of where they are. Listen, let me tell you something. There are certain principles and practices you need to activate right now where you are to get out of where you are. This goes back to the principle I shared a moment ago. I said I heard over 15 years ago a principle that the answer to all of the problems that you are dealing with right now is in a book in your house, which you probably haven't read yet. If you think about that, you instinctively start to understand one of the principles that you need to operate with in order to succeed. One of the principles you need to operate with to succeed is to read. I hope you understand what I'm saying today. Clearly, if you are following what I'm saying to you, One of the principles you need to follow in order to succeed in your life is to read, is to be a student of whatever you're in. You firstly should, I advocate everyone to be a student of life, to be a student of what of our environment, to be a student of politics. There are basic things I think everyone should be a student of. But besides that, your field, if we are talking about property investing success, be a student of property investing. And specifically, don't just study property investing, study property investing success. Because there's a lot of people that can teach you about property investing. There's a lot of courses out there. But let me tell you something. Most of them are a waste of your time. Most of them will not take you where you're going. You want to be a developer, but you're on a rent-to-rent course. Somebody put some fire in the chat. You want to be a developer, but you're on a rent-to-rent course. Come on, somebody. This is exactly what that verse is saying in Proverbs 29:18. Without a vision, the people perish. You see, if your picture is not clear enough to you of you being a developer, of course you're going to be on a rent-to-rent course. If your picture is not clear enough to you of you owning your own property, of course you're going to try and live and die with your property investing career in the area of rent-to-rent. Guys, I'm not saying anything is wrong with rent-to-rent. I have rent-to-rent in our portfolio. Rent-to-rent is a great strategy. But what I'm telling you is when you don't have a vision for your property investing success, you will be doing A when you need to be doing B. We got Ellie in the comments. Great to see you, Ellie Ballroom. Guys, let me ask this. Look, if you're new, write the word new in the chat. Okay, if you're just joining us for the first time, I want you to write any W. I want you to be bold and write that 3-letter word in the chat. Let people know that you're here. Let people know you're watching. Let people know you're getting value. And if you're one of those people that have been rocking with me over the days, like Ellie Ballroom, like KTR, like Ose Kim Win, like Mrs. I Can Win, guys, if you're one of the squad, if I call it that, I just want you to write one word to share with everybody else the kind of value you've been getting over the last 20 days. Whether you've been with us for 2 days, 3 days, 12 days, 8 days, let people know. Let people know. I'm going to keep going. So day 3, we spoke about vision. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 18. Without a vision, the people perish. We just pulled out the New King James versions. It says, without revelation, the people cast off restraint. Thank you, Mrs. I Can Win, for the incredible, powerful word. You see, we went on day 3 talking about vision. And I said to you guys, if you do not have a vision for your property investing success, your property investing success is destined to die. We actually said, if you do not have, this was yesterday or the day before. Okay. KTR says massive value every day. Thank you. I think it was yesterday. Guys, you can remind me if I'm wrong, whether it was yesterday or the day before. But we said if you do not have a vision for your property investing success, you are committing property investing success suicide. I want you to be aware of that, because there are a lot of people. You might be right next to someone right now who's creating property investing suicide. I'm going to put it that deep. You might be around someone right now. You might be talking on the phone every 2 days to someone who's right now creating absolute property investing suicide. You might live near someone who every single day is actually living a life of property investing suicide. They've got no vision for their property investment. They've got no vision for where they're going in property. They've got no vision for the strategy. They've got no vision, guys. Listen, when I created this 30 ways in 30 days program, guys, I created this to help people get a vision for their property investing success. I wanted people to understand, you know what? I don't need to have 400,000 in the bank to make it work. I can make it work right here, right now. You see, I don't want anybody who's tuning into this, who's engaging with us on these 21 days, to be committing property investing suicide. I want people to be creating property investing success. Not just for themselves, but for the people watching them. So this can happen again and again. We can reciprocate this. We can start to make this a reality for many more people to come. So let's go forward. Day 3, we spoke about vision. and I said you need to have a vision for your property investing success, I recommended this book right here. The Principles and Power of Vision by Dr. Miles Monroe. Okay. And I shared with you guys that I read this book probably in 2004. This book was a game changer because this book helped me to start to articulate the things I wanted to change in my life, articulate the things I wanted to have right in my life. This book helped me to understand how important my vision was for my future. Okay. This book helped me. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Activities in the book. You can see my handwriting all over this place. Activities in the book. Okay. I got post-its in this book. You want to see highlighting? I got highlighted in this book. You know why? Because when I read this book, it helped me to start to understand, you know what? Things aren't what people say they are. And this is why it goes back to our day one recommendation. This all connects back to what I recommended on day one, understanding the truth. Understanding how important truth is to know what you want and to create a vision for it. You see, this book was one of those things that Ellie Ballroom's just put in there about the whole 21 days. But I'm telling you, it's like what this book did for me. It was an eye opener. Day three, we shared with you guys that you need a vision for your property investing success. Guys, day 3 was the day I said to you, I am planning to make day 3 so valuable that you don't even need to come back for the rest. Guys, you see, some people might be like, oh, Samuel, everybody who's been on the 21 days aren't still on the 21 days. That means I've achieved my objective, especially if they were on day 3. Because my plan from day 3 was to give you guys so much value. I said it on that day. I wanted to give you so much value on day 3 because vision is so crucial. I wanted to give you guys so much value on day 3 that you didn't need to come back. Now, you could come back because you want to rock with me. That's cool. That's beautiful. You want to get more value? That's great. That's great. That's powerful. But guys, I wanted to let it all out on day 3. And I feel like we did that. Day 3, I think, was our first ever 2.5 hour stream. We were just going on day 3. So guys, those of you who are rocking with us for the first time, if you're new and you haven't written new for some reason in the comments, write the word new in the comments. But side by side with that, when you finish watching this live stream, maybe go watch day 3. Now, I'd encourage you to go all the way from day 1, but you know, some people, you know, we live in a microwave generation right now. Some people don't want to go and put in the work. So if you don't want to put in the work, that's fine. Go see day 3. Maybe day 3 will encourage you to go all the way back to day 1. Without a vision, the people perish. Without a vision for your property investing success, you are committing property investing success suicide. And I want to help you stop that. So we shifted into day 4. Day 4 was paramount. On day 4, we started to talk about faith and fear. I started to share with you guys how so many people are dealing with faith and fear in the wrong way in their property investing journey. I shared with you guys on day 4 how so many people, there you go, that music again. I shared with you guys on day 4 how so many people have got it wrong. How so many people go into deals, okay? They actually go into property investing deals and they walk away from those deals out of fear. They walk away from those deals out of fear. You see, on day 4, I wanted you guys to understand that the success in front of you, you can actually have. The success in front of you doesn't need to elude you. But there's one way that so many people allow the success to elude them. And day 4 was the day we started to speak about that. On day 4, I said to you guys that we all know people. I think we had Nilis Rico. I think it was Nilis Rico on day 4 who was proper vehement about this. Day 4, we spoke about how people have had deals right in front of them that they could have taken, that they could have made their first, their second, their third, their fourth deal. They could have made a life-changing financial situation happen by taking on a deal. But you know what? Fear steps in. Fear steps in. We spoke about how fear steps in for so many people. That's where we got to on day 4, faith and fear. I shared with you guys on day 4 how you need to make sure that you understand how to balance the equilibrium between faith and fear. So you're not in a world where opportunities are in front of you and you're walking away from them. Guys, people do it every day, but why? People do it every day, but why? Why would you walk away from something which could change your life? Why would you tune into this video, hear 2-3 lines, think to yourself, he's talking truth, and then turn the video off? You see, people do that every single day. Every single day. You see, people do that every single day. And the reality is, guys, I don't want that to be your story. This is why I show up, guys. This is why I do what I do. This is why I've done my online training. I created a program. This is why I coach people, because I want to be in people's DMs, in their direct messages. I want to be in someone's head. Let me tell you something, guys. Let me know if I can tell you a little story. Let me get 3 stories in the chat. I'll tell you a story. Okay. One of my most successful coaching clients, I'm going to tell you about her if you guys give me 3 stories in the chat. You see, my goal is to help people. And one of the best ways to help people is to affect their subconscious mind. I don't think you understand that. That's what the Think and Grow Rich book really talks about and gets into. But you see, to affect someone's subconscious mind, they need to let you in. Some people do, some people don't. Some people watch the video, some people won't. Okay? You see, my most successful coaching client, she's one of them anyway. One of my most successful coaching clients, the reason why she's so successful is because from day one, when she committed and said, you know what, I'm on this program, she allowed me to affect her subconscious mind. Okay? She allowed me to affect her subconscious mind. And this is the funniest thing. There's some of you who are watching this who are going to say to yourself, yeah, you know, I want my subconscious mind to be hacked. I want to actually know the right things to do. I want to do the right principles. Listen, you don't really. And I can tell you why you don't really, because you're not doing what it takes. There's small things you need to do. They're not massive things. They're small things. Like, for example, on day 1, day 2, when I say go watch the video in the description, that's homework. That is a small thing, but some people won't do it. I asked for 3 stories in the chat. Where's the 3 stories? There's 2 stories in the chat. There should be 3. Why is there only 2 stories in the chat? Because some people are not willing to do what you need to do to hack your mind and take yourself to the next level. All right. KTR gives me a story in the chat. Ellie Ballroom gives me a story in the chat. Thank you for rocking with me, guys. I appreciate you. All right. So let me give you that story. I'm sure the 3rd story's come up in the chat. Now, one day, we did a 6-month coaching program. Okay, me and this coaching client, we did a 6-month coaching program. After the first 6 months, she calls me and she's like, Samuel, I need to jump on for another 6 months. And I'm like, you know, there's only a few people who do the program again. Like, you know, you don't have to do the program again. You know, the program's not created for you to have to do it again. Like, every resource I create, I try to create and fill it with value, so you don't need to come and pay me more, or so you don't have to go into the next tier. I don't do that pyramid scheme stuff when it comes to coaching and training. Okay, I don't believe in it. All right. Anyone who's in the chat who's done any of our training, you let me know if the training is self-sufficient. Okay, you can just put SS. I guess that is self-sufficient. Yeah, just put SS in the chat. Okay, so if you've done anything with me, if you've done coaching with me, if you bought one of my resources, if you've done any kind of program with me, let me know if the coaching, the program in and of itself gave you everything you needed to do what you needed to do. Okay, now could you do more afterwards? Of course you could. We can always do more, but you know, let me know. Let me know if I'm one of those guys who try to string you on from one to the other. And I know I'm not already, because half the people who are probably watching this video, half the people who are rocking with me live are people who have done stuff with me. Okay. Now, you guys said story. Let me go into the story. So she says to me, I need to sign up for another 6 months. And I say to her, like, you don't need to. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, we didn't create the program for you to have to do the program again. And this woman's fairly successful, like, in her property investing. All right. And she's done well. She did well in the 6 months, etc. But she says to me again, she says, nah, Samuel, you don't get it. I need you to sign me up again for another 6 months. Okay. And I basically said to her, why? Like, I said, why? Like, what is it that you've got from this program? Okay. I wasn't trying to refuse the money, but I wanted to understand why. Because that's the kind of person I am. I need to understand why. So I said, why? Like, what is it that has made you want to sign up again? And she said something to me so powerful. She said, listen, she said, when I went into one of my last property negotiations, I kept hearing in the back of my head, what would Samuel do? And I kept hearing the answer, use other people's money. Now, this woman had already been invested in property before she met me, okay? Every single property she had ever bought before she met me, she bought with her own money. She bought herself. The 6 months we worked together, she acquired property without her own money, okay? For the first time in her whole life, all right? So you gotta think about this, yeah? You got a human being who has spent their whole life, they're an adult, buying properties with their own money, all of their life. They hear me talk in a presentation. They say to me, you know what, I need to talk more to you. They talk a little bit more to me. From talking a little bit more to me, they say, I need to jump on your 6-month program. You need to be my coach. From us coaching them, at the end of the 6 months, they say to me, I need to sign up again. And I'm curious as to why. So I'm saying, like, why do you need to sign up again? She says to me, because in my last negotiation for a property, I'm hearing in my head, what would Samuel do? And I'm hearing the answer is use other people's money. And as a result, I positioned the opportunity, I positioned the deal where I was not using any of my own money, and I got the deal without using any of my own money. She says to me, if that is the power of your coaching, you need to coach me more, because I need to hear what would Samuel do, or what's the right thing to. I need to hear this alternative sound, this alternative voice more, so I can succeed more. I hope you guys understand what this woman was saying to me. Okay, this woman was saying, I want to win, and the voice of winning seems to come from whatever you've done with me. So let's keep doing it. Guys, this woman now is on her third or fourth round of 6 months, just renewing because of what she's taken from the program. Now, I want to say that to you because I want you to understand when I'm talking here about day 4, faith and fear. You see, some people, the fear of the opportunity would elude them from taking it on with faith and succeeding. You need to come out of that. You need to make sure that's not your life. You need to make sure that's not your story. Okay? You need to make sure that's not your story. Let's push forward. That was day 4, faith and fear. Now on day 4, I say this in fairness, on day 4, we didn't put the book in the description because I forgot to recommend the book on day 4. But what we did instead, I know the book's here somewhere. I had it a moment ago. The joy of having all these books. All right, so I can't seem to find it. Maybe I left it with my journal downstairs. What we did on day 4 is we recommended a book, which I didn't recommend because I forgot. Excuse me. But on day 5, we recommended that book. And that book was The University of Success. I'll say it again. That book was The University of Success. Thank you, Osei Kimwin, who puts fabulous always as a description of how these 21 days have been so far. So The University of Success was the book that we recommended on day 4 as we were pertaining to deal with faith and fear and how you need to overcome fear by executing faith. Day 4, that is exactly what we shared with you guys. Day 5, okay? On day 5, we got to speak about my very, very, very interesting concept of personal development. Okay, I remember yesterday we had a whole bunch of people saying day 5 was a powerful day. Day 5, 5th of January 2021, we started to break down personal development. Guys, somebody put in the chat what I told you personal development was. Okay, what did I tell you personal development was? Okay. The book I recommended on day 5 was the book, again, by Dr. Miles Monroe. I think Dr. Miles Monroe's got the most recommendations so far with 2 books throughout these 21 days. And that book was Becoming a Leader. And one of the things I shared with you guys is that every single person is a leader. Every single person has leadership potential. And personal development is your fastest. Oh, I nearly said it there. Guys, you're supposed to tell me. What did I say to you guys about personal development? So guys, I shared with you guys about the book Becoming a Leader by Dr. Miles Monroe. And I said to you, this book is going to help you understand how personal development is crucial to your success. All right. And I told you guys something. I gave you an analogy about personal development, which I want you guys to remind me about. Look, we're past an hour and I'm still recapping. That's how you know. Well, we knew today was going to be a long recap because I brought all the resources, but we're going to have a long show tonight. Hope you guys are ready. Personal development. Okay, you guys haven't put it in the chat. You're taking too long, so I'll tell you. I said to you guys again and again, personal development is your fastest vehicle to your property investing success. I'll say it again. Personal development is your fastest vehicle, is the fastest vehicle you can get to your property investing success. You see, some people, they don't want to develop themselves personally. Some people just want to be successful. I mentioned earlier on, we live in a microwave generation. Some people think they're going to go college, come out of college and just have success. Some people think they're going to go university, come out of university and success will be their portion. Some people think they're just going to get a job. The minute they get a job, before they even get their first paycheck, they're just going to be successful. It doesn't work like that. I'll remind you again what I've been saying for every single one of these 21 days of your property investing success from day 5. Personal development is your fastest. Oh, there you go. KTR, thank you in the chat. Personal development is the fastest vehicle to your property investing success. Personal development will take you there faster than anything else. It will take you there faster than cheating. It will take you there faster than robbing. It will take you there faster than begging. It will take you there faster than pleading. It will take you there faster than reading. Guys, personal development is your fastest vehicle to property investing success. Said it before, say it again. Guys, you need to understand what I'm talking about. Okay? Because personal development is your key. Personal development is the way you set yourself up to have an advantage beyond what other people have. Personal development is one of your unfair advantages. And guys, I want you to understand this because I want you to win. And I know if you don't understand this, you set yourself up to fail when really there's no reason to fail, when really you should be in the winning camp. Personal development is the key you need to ensure you win whilst others are losing. Okay? When the whole world is saying, what do we do about this? What do we do about that? You develop yourself personally. That's what you do. That's how you win. And if you're wise enough and smart enough, you would have been developing yourself prior to whatever takes place. So by the time whatever takes place, you've already got some ideas ruminating around. You've already got some theory of, oh, you know what? I could do this. I could do that. I could considerably do this. So the book Becoming a Leader was the book I recommended on day 5 as it pertains to personal development, because I want you guys to develop personally. On day 6, we got to speak about one of my good friends, one of my twins, the twins that I love to talk about. And on day 6, that twin was the twin momentum. And what I said to you guys, look, if you know what you want, if you know how to think about your thinking, if you've got a vision clearly articulated for your property investing success, if you've learned how to manage the equilibrium of faith and fear in your life in order for you to move forward in your property investing success, and if you have activated the principle of personal development, all you need to do now is turn the volume up by using momentum. Maximize the volume by using momentum. Get the energy up by using momentum. Tell 10 people to join you by using momentum. Call 15 agents instead of 5 by using momentum. Take on 4 deals instead of 1 by using momentum. I shared with you on that day, oh my gosh, day 6, you guys are bringing me flashbacks. On day 6, I said to you guys the story that I heard once, that if a man's got 1 property and he's got a leaking tap, he'll tell you property investing doesn't work. But the guy who's got 100 properties with even 5 properties taps leaking, he's got 5 times more problems than the first person. But he will tell you property investing works. Because when 5% of your portfolio is a problem, it is a big difference to when 100% of your portfolio is a problem. Day 6, we spoke about turning it up with momentum. Day 7, boy. Actually, let me go back. Day 6, the book recommendation was Go for No. Go for No. Unfortunately, I couldn't show you the book right now because that is the book that I have on Audible. I don't think I've ever bought that book in terms of its actual physical copy. But the book was Go for No. That was in the description on day 6. Day 7. Day 7 was a bombshell. Day 7, we spoke about commitment. We spoke about how if you've got your foundation correct, all you need to do is solidify it. And I said to you, the way you solidify that foundation of knowing what you want, that foundation of thinking about your thinking, that foundation of having a vision, that foundation of faith and fear balancing, that foundation of personal development and momentum is by being committed. You just sprinkle commitment all over that and you're good. You can now look at that foundation and say, we can put a skyscraper on here. You can now look at that foundation and say, with that foundation, I know I can win. With that foundation, I know we're going in. With that foundation, I know we will have property investing success. That's where we got to on day 7. And I said to you guys, listen guys, the minute we get out of day 7, we're getting practical. We're getting really practical. We're going to be sharing some practical stuff the minute we get out of day 7. And we have been doing that from day 8 all the way till today, day 20. What did I recommend on day 7? I brought my wife's one here. On day 7, I recommended the good book. This is one of my wife's Bibles. Nice and pink for the ladies out there. Okay. We recommended the good book on day 7. And I basically brought down to you on day 7 that having a commitment to values will help you understand how you need to have a commitment to your property investing success. Okay. Now there's other resources I've recommended. I'm just going to talk about a few of them as I continue to recap. I'm not going to continue to connect them to the days, but I just want you guys to know some of these resources. I've even brought some extra resources. Guys, should I tell you about the extra resources? If you want to know about extra resources, just put the letter R in the chat. Let me get a few R's and I'll start sharing with you guys some extra resources I haven't even spoken about. Books, predominantly books, okay, because I'm a reader. I'll share with you guys some more books. You can go get some of these books on Audible, etc. All right. On one of the days I shared with you guys this CD program here. I shared with you guys that in 2004, this was the first ever personal development resource I bought. It is called the 1 Minute Millionaire. Guys, you need to hear this. You need to read this. There's a book, a physical book as well, but you need to read this or hear this, guys. The 1 Minute Millionaire is a great way. You guys, I said this, I can't remember which day it was, but when I recommended this, I said, go and buy this for a child in your life. Go buy this for someone in your family. Go and buy this for someone around you. Thank you, Mrs. I Can Win in the chat, making us all feel a little bit uncomfortable for a moment. Thank you, Timmy, for also laughing with her and making me feel even more uncomfortable for a moment. So this resource, the 1 Minute Millionaire, guys, I want to recommend you go get this, okay? Links are in the description. All the links in the description, all right? You need to go get this. If you're watching this on replay, go get this. Whatever it costs, go buy it. Go buy it. Listen, this is what you should do. Go buy it, listen to the whole thing, take all the bunch of notes, and then give this to a child as a gift. Any child you have around you in your family. 1 Minute Millionaire. Here's another resource. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We spoke about this. We spoke about this on several days. I know we have. All right. Key resource. Help you think differently. Understand the difference between doing it the normal way and doing it a different way. Thinking 3D, my people. Thinking 3D so you can win. Go get this book. You can even get this book on the link impactproperties.co.uk/richdad. Impactproperties.co.uk/richdad. This book, go get this book. Okay, yes please. Yes please, Mrs. I Can Win. Send that book here. University of Success. I spoke about that already, but you know, it'll be good to show you guys. That's a good book. It's a powerful book. I had a coach, one of my coaches who's based in the US, who mentioned that book to me for the first time. That book was a game changer. Come in. That book was a game changer. Thank you, champion. Appreciate you. Love you. Dad, you're on the thing. Yeah, I'm on the thing and you're giving me the book. All right, guys. University of Success by my man Og Mendino. I shared with you guys when I recommended this. This is a thick book. It's not a thin book, but the book is broken down like a university course. It's broken down not in chapters, in semesters. Hope you're ready for that. As you can see, I told you I don't play with books, so you can't even see it properly. There is underlining all over here with my black biro. Okay, stars and stripes in this book. Guys, this book is broken down into lessons. Look, this is the contents. It doesn't say contents. Hope you understand that. Okay, can you even see this? It does not say contents. You might be able to read that. It says your university's curricula. Okay, so this book was not created to be a reading book. This book was created to be a course. This is the University of Success. If you want to spend money on university, if you got a young person in your life who doesn't want to go university, make sure you buy them this book. And if they do want to go university, make sure you still buy them this book and tell them, look, whilst you're doing your conventional technical uni, do this PD, Personal Development University. This book will change your life. The University of Success, powerful book. Okay, broken down into semesters instead of chapters. Another book for those of you who haven't been clicking the extra reading link. I know some of you haven't clicked that extra reading. You don't want that extra reading. Samuel's flooding you. Samuel's creating let me tell you something. If all I do on this 21 days of your property investing success is inspire you and create a library for you, guys, let me tell you something. I've done my job. You know why? Because if you listen to the principle I gave you earlier today, okay, all of the answers to all of the problems you're dealing with right now are in a book in your house that you probably haven't read. Then let me be the person at least who put those books in your house, guys. Because if I put those books in your house and you don't read them, you are the reason for your failure, not me. I've equipped you. I've given you what you need. You just need to read it. You just need to engage with it. Same as this, guys. I'm giving you what you need. I'm showing up 21 days in a row. Today is day 20. All you need to do is do the things we've spoken about, which we're going to go back into in a minute. So the last one, which we have recommended, like I said, it was extra reading. Guys, this is a book. This book's a game changer. Thou Shalt Prosper, written by Rabbi Daniel Lapin. This book is a game changer. All right. Another book I recommend. This is the second edition. It's funny. Last time I recommended this on my channel, I can't remember where it was. I can't remember if it was my family channel or on the Impact Properties channel. But last time I recommended this book, I had someone reach out to me and say, I've read that book. Or they said, I can't remember if they said they read it or they had it in their house. But they were like, after watching your video, I had to go and read the book. Okay. So I think they said they had it in their house, but they had never read it. Go and read this book. Listen, let me tell you how powerful this book is. I like reading books, okay? I like reading books. So when I buy a book, I'd prefer to buy the book than to buy the Audible. That's me. I'd prefer to buy the book than to buy the audio. That is me, okay? I'm being honest. But check this out. I, for some reason, bought the audio version of this book. And before finishing the audio version, I had to buy the book because I knew I had to write in this book. I just said to myself, I can't own a book like this and not write in it. It's impossible, because the amount of value I'm taking from this book, I need to be able to write it down instantly. I need to be able to write in this book. So go get this book, Thou Shalt Prosper. All right. You guys have put your R's in there. I got Ellie Ballroom and KTR in the chat again, firing me up for resources. So I'm going to come back to those resources. Let me finish my recap. All right. I got my man Samuel Cole in the chat. He says, yep, this book is very special. Thank you, Samuel. Great to see you on the live. Thank you for joining us. Now, we got to day 7. Let me go through. I'm going to steamroll through the rest of the days. Then I'm going to open this up with today's content and today's value. Day 8, we spoke about mindset. Day 8 and day 9 were focused on mindset. Day 8, we focused specifically on how to protect your mindset from the garbage, from the rubbish. We had Dion who jumped up into the chat on day 8. Dion gave us some great value on day 8. Day 8, we had mindset as covered, protecting your mindset. Excuse me. Day 9, we shifted gears. Day 9, we started to speak about preparing your mindset. How do you actually prepare your mindset for opportunities, for deals, for things that are going to come ahead of you? Day 9, we shifted into preparing your mindset. Day 10 and day 11, we started to speak about marketing. Specifically, how do you market for property investing deals? How do you set yourself up for success? How do you position yourself as different to everyone else? How do you make sure that you are the person out there that people are thinking about as it pertains to property investing? Listen, some of the strategies I gave you guys on day 9 and day 10 and day 11 were fire. Let me just put it that way. I know that already. Some of the strategies we spoke about were fire. They're the kind of strategies you're paying for courses and not getting. That was day 8 and day 9. And I think that's the reason why KTR ended up writing the comment she wrote in the WhatsApp group that she ended up writing about this 21 days being more valuable than some of the courses she's been on, with price tags as high as $6,000, $2,000, $1,000, $5,000, because we were giving it all away. And I said to you guys, ask the right questions. A mentor told me years ago, the quality of your answer is determined by the quality of your question. So I never go in a room thinking I'm not going to get value, because I know how high quality questions I can ask. So because, see, this is the difference. You see, someone who understands what I just said, the quality of your answer is a byproduct of the quality of your question. Someone who understands that doesn't go into a room thinking, is there going to be value in here for me? I don't question whether I'm going to go into an environment and get value. I don't question that. I never question that. I very rarely question that. It's very rare that I'll be like, I don't know if this is worth going to. I make my decisions about whether I'm going somewhere or not going somewhere very rarely based on whether that person is going to be able to give me value, because I know the level of quality question I'm going to ask. So I know I'm going to get value. I know I'm going to get a quality answer back. Okay. And some of the days we've been rocking together, guys, you have given us some quality questions which have forced us to give you some quality answers. All right. And that's why this is so valuable. This stuff, this 21 days isn't so valuable because of me. I'm going to be very transparent with you, because you guys have given me the permission nearly every single day. Let me ask again. It's good to ask. Guys, do I have your permission to be transparent on the stream? If I do, just write the word transparent in the chat. And guys, listen, faith and fear, hashtag day 4. Don't be afraid you can't spell it. Whether you spell it or not, I know what you're talking about. All right. Let me see the word transparent in the chat. If I see enough transparency in the chat, regardless of whether it's spelled right or wrong, I'm coming for you guys. Now, listen, for me, day 10 and day 11, I started to see, hold on a minute, we're giving value. We're really breaking this down. 10 and 11, we spoke about marketing. I've got FP Comms, Nicola, in the chat. Great to have you with us tonight as well. Nicola says transparent. Ellie Ballroom shows up, says transparent. All right. You guys want me to be real transparent right now. All right. So guys, this is the thing I want you to understand. When we started breaking down the marketing, KTR says transparent. I see you. When we started breaking down marketing on day 10 and day 11, we were giving you strategies that people are paying for and not getting. And this is why I love showing up. You guys said I should be transparent. Let's just do that. I'm going to do that right now. All right. Let's open this all up. All right. You see, when I show up for these 21 days, I know I've got experience. I know I've got insight. I know I've got deals. I know what I've done. I know who I am. But you see, the power comes in these 21 days when you guys show up and know who you are. And I'll give you an example. You see, teacher walks into the classroom ready to teach arithmetic, ready to teach algebra, ready to teach calculus. Let me tell you something. Every student in the class is not interested. You know what happens? Dead lesson. Tell you that now. You see, teacher shows up ready to teach property investment, ready to teach 21 days of your property investing success. You show up ready to go. You show up good quality questions. You show up hungry to be a student. The 21 days is worth more than whatever you've paid for any course you've been on before. Guys, I know that. I've done that before. I've made people coaching and training me give me more value than other people they've coached and trained, and people will be like, how comes you got that much value from it? You know why? Because I came as a student ready to learn. I came ready to take what was inside of that man's mind, inside of that man's heart, what that guy had for me. Atanas in the chat, great to see you on the stream. He says, that's right. Guys, let me tell you something. If you are ready to learn right now on this platform, in this environment, you're also ready to earn. I'm telling you that. You should write that down. Because I'm ready to learn, that's some good notes for your notebook. That's again maybe another tweetable moment. That's again maybe another Instagram moment. Because I'm ready to learn, that's the reason I'm ready to earn. You see, your property investing success is not about a stranger. It's not about a landlord. It's not about a seller. It's about you. This is what we've been trying to help you understand for these 21 days. You see, tomorrow's the last day, guys. Tomorrow's the last day. What are we going to do after tomorrow? After tomorrow, who are you going to blame? You've had 20 days of me pouring out value upon value upon value upon value to get you in the right frame of mind, to get you in the right predicament, right position, in order for you to take full advantage and win in this property industry. What excuse are you going to have after tomorrow? I want to really know, because we're going to get into that in a minute anyway. But I want to know. I really want to know. You see, we're in a space right now where we've told you how to do some marketing. We've equipped you with that. You see, we've shifted to a space where we then shifted from day 10 and 11 into day 12 and day 13. What happened in day 12 and day 13? We came away from marketing and we shifted into managing relationships. We started talking to you about how you need to manage relationships, how you need to connect with people, how you need to negotiate. We spoke on day 12 about negotiation. We spoke on day 13 about negotiation no-nos. Day 13, we spoke about the things you should never do in a negotiation. Samuel Cole, let me know if you remember the principle I shared with you guys. I had a few people that was shooting out in the comments. Hey, that's a powerful principle. I had my man message me. Guys, listen, this is the thing. It's been so funny these 21 days. People watching, but they don't message on YouTube. Instead, they message to my phone. People watching. I don't know what they're afraid of. I don't know why. Some people are tuning in, getting the value. But you know what? They just won't say something on the YouTube. Let me read it to you. I got this the other day. This was on day 13. I got this message directly to my phone. And I was like, wow. You see, some people watch the whole thing, get the value, take the notes, and send you the notes. It was day 13, yeah, day 13. All right. So day 13, I get this message. It says, never negotiate if you know you've lost it already. So this is someone who's messaging me the principles of the negotiation no-nos. Never negotiate if you know you've lost it already. Make sure you've done your due diligence in research before going to negotiate. Make sure you have 2 surveyors looking at the property before proceeding to make a decision. Guys, let me tell you something. The WhatsApps, the Telegrams, the messages I've been getting over these 21 days. I tried to share it with you. What was it? Day 6, day 5, one of the early days. I put on the screen all of those messages. We probably still got some of them here. Do you guys want to see the messages again? Put the letter M in the chat. Put the letter M in the chat. I'll share with you some of the messages. Day 12, day 13, we spoke about negotiation and negotiation no-nos as we spoke to you about how you manage relationships. Then we shifted again. Day 14 and day 15. Day 14 and 15, we shifted out of talking about managing the relationships, and we shifted into measuring. We started to speak about the return on investment. How you actually manage the actual investment in terms of the numbers. How you look at it and say, yeah, this is for me. How you look at it and say, you know what, that's not for me. Atana says in the chat, making 2021 his best year yet. And guys, some of you will remember there was one particular day where I said to you, that's what you need to do. That's what we're here to do. We want this to be your best year. That's why we're giving so much value at the beginning. 1st of January, we were showing up. We didn't wait for the 2nd. And we've been going. Today's the 20th. Today's day 20. Tomorrow's the 21st. Tomorrow's day 21. We want to give you rocket boosters to move forward in this year and beyond. Let's keep pushing. Never negotiate, okay, when you know you've lost already. We spoke about negotiation as we spoke about managing. Then we went into day 15. I think it was 15 and 16. We started to speak about measuring opportunities. We were talking about return on investment in a deep way. I broke down to you guys the example of the HMO, the example of the rent to rent, the example of cryptocurrency, the example of stocks and shares. I said to you guys a principle on the 2nd day as we spoke about measuring, as we spoke about return on investment. I said to you guys, property is the only one out of those examples where you can force the value. Property is the only one. I was invited to speak at a school today over Zoom. I did a 45-minute presentation over Zoom today in a school. Powerful presentation. And I shared that same principle with the children it was a college, with the children in the college today. I said, guys, listen, what you got to understand is if you own a house with a garage, you can convert that garage to a bedroom, start charging rent. You've changed, you've forced appreciation, you've created an asset, because property is a tangible asset. It's one of the only things out of the group of investments we spoke about when we spoke about return on investment where you can force appreciation, you can create appreciation, you can create value that's not there. property. Property allows you to do that. Then after speaking about measuring the return on investment, we then spent 2 days talking about maturing deals, how you close deals, how you get the close. And you guys know I gave you so many recommendations, books that you guys can go and use. We spoke about so many deep things as we spoke about closing deals, maturing deals, getting them over the line, shifting them from concept to cash in the bank, concept to cash in your bank. Guys, you need to use these 21 days. All right. And like I said, look, if the team decide, we're going to pull these videos down, boy, let the team decide it. Okay. I was talking to one of the team members today. One of the things we said is we might leave it on YouTube, but YouTube doesn't really, the algorithm on YouTube, it doesn't put it in order, the videos. It just leaves the videos out there based on views sometimes. So what we might do is we might still put this somewhere else on the members area where it's nice and neat in order for people to utilize. The point I'm making, the thing I want to get across to you is we have broken down every aspect you need to move forward. So we shifted talking about maturing. And then over the last 2 days, we spoke about some powerful stuff. Day 18 and day 19, we spoke about working with investors. On day 18, we spoke about working with investors for them to buy your deals. On day 19, we spoke about working with investors for them to invest in your own projects. Guys, let me know if you've got value over the 21 days so far. Okay, if you got value, just write the word value in the chat. Now, I know my people in the chat, KTR, Ellie Ballroom, have put their R's in there, so they want more resources. I'm going to come with the more resources right now. Straight after I come with the more resources, I'm going to jump into the chat, and then we're going to open it up because this is the value-packed one. Okay, this is the value-packed one. Day 20, the day where I might just dash the phone. So let me give you some more resources. Okay, so my journal was here. I thought it was downstairs. The journal was here. It was only the University of Success I must have left downstairs. All right, let's go. Let's go. Actually, this one I recommended on day when we spoke about return on investment. Okay, this book is called Property Magic. All right, those of you who know that I used to be a part of the Property Investors Network, one of the hosts of one of the 51 property meetings. Guys, you will know about this book. If you don't know about this book, you need to write this down. I'm not sure which day 13, day 14, one of the days. This would have definitely been in the description. What I'm going to do for day 20, I guess, I'm going to get the team to put all these books in the description. Okay, all these books are going to be in this description. So if you're watching this on replay, all of these books are in the description. Okay, but for those of you who are live, not all of them are in description yet, but they're in each of the days. So again, if you're going through the days, if you're really consuming the content the way you're supposed to, you're taking your notes on your iPad, tablet, etc., pens, paper, you will know where these books are because you would have seen them already. But this book is Property Magic. Okay, this is a powerful book. Okay, really deep. Obviously, you can see I got a signed copy from the author. Okay, to Samuel and Robbie. But guys, this book's a powerful book. Okay, so I shared this book when I spoke to you guys about return on investment. Again, you can see how I treat these books. I get into these books, I swallow them up, I eat them up, I regurgitate them, and then I swallow them up again. This book was a powerful book to read, especially as it pertains to concepts and ideas like the return on investment, helping you understand how to work out the numbers, those kind of things, which will be extremely helpful for a number of people. So Property Magic, again, another book recommendation. You guys said resources, I'm giving you the resources. All right, it's Property Magic. I got to try and be quick because there's so much more. All right, now the next 3 books, these are like your bonus books for rocking with me on day 20. Okay, so I'm being benevolent at this point. You guys have done so fantastic to be with me all this way in the journey. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, all the way to day 20. So I'm going to give you guys some recommendations which aren't necessarily on the list. These haven't been recommended before. They're not in any of the previous descriptions. For those of you who are watching this on replay, they will be in this description only. But these are just some extra values. And guys, listen, if you're getting value, if you're watching this, if you've got some value already, I got my man Atinas in the chat saying forcing the growth. Guys, if you're getting value from this content, hit the like button. Tell YouTube this needs to be seen by more people who can actually use this to move forward in their life. All right. This book, I'm going to tell you something. I bought this book for my children, okay? But I think this book has had a more dramatic effect on me so far, okay? The reason I bought this book is because I found out after I bought another book that I mentioned to you guys already, that specific author of that book actually has written several other books, and he's written them in story form. So the principles are hidden in stories. So I bought a bunch of his story books to read to my children or read with my children so they could get the principles without necessarily reading a technical book, if that makes sense. Hopefully, if that makes sense, write the word sense in the chat for me. This book is a powerful book, okay? You might not be able to see the title. It says The Greatest Salesman in the World, okay? The Greatest Salesman in the World. If you do not have this book, if you've not heard of this book, you need to go get this book. Can everyone see the author of this book, okay? If you can see the author of this book, I don't even know what the prize will be. If you can see the author of this book, I want you to tell me which book I've already recommended, which is written by the same author. Okay, so actually, it's no longer Dr. Miles Monroe so far who has the most book recommendations. He's got 2, and also this author has 2 as well. But which other book? Oh, boom, Samuel Cole, quick to the touch. Samuel Cole gets it. University of Success. Okay. Og Mandino, the writer of this book, the author of The Greatest Salesman in the World, is also the author of The University of Success. But this is a power-packed book. Guys, short read, thin book. Go get the book, University of Success. Next book, okay, some of my friends who have written these books, but these books are necessary for people who are doing these specific niche strategies, okay? So these books aren't going to be for everyone, but these books, 2 books I need to make mention of. These books are books specifically for people who are doing specific strategies. So this is the first one, okay? This book is called From Nurse to Property Entrepreneur, okay? I'll say again, From Nurse to Property Entrepreneur. This was written by a business partner of mine. His name is Mattia Ventura, okay? Mattia Ventura wrote this book, From Nurse to Property Entrepreneur. Let me read the subheading so you understand the power. How to start your journey to financial independence, okay? Now, Simon Zucchi, who wrote this book, actually wrote the foreword of this book, okay? So, you know, there's a connection there. This book breaks down the journey of a rent-to-renter and how you can create financial independence. You can actually replace your income using a strategy such as rent-to-rent. So if you're someone doing rent-to-rent, you're interested in rent-to-rent, this is the kind of book you should probably make sure you've bought, okay? Now, if you haven't got our 7 best books of your property investing success, I'm going to come on to that later, but that resource also has in it a great book for rent to rent as well. But this is a great book for rent to rent, From Nurse to Property Entrepreneur. Okay, so Mattia used to work as a nurse and then shifted into being a property entrepreneur. Now here's another one. This is for my people. Again, as you can see, signed copy, signed by both authors, boom and boom. Okay, and then again an additional little note right in here. But this book here, Before the Hammer Falls, this is written by a good friend of mine, okay? Piotr Rusnik and my man Jay Howard, okay? Now, this book is the kind of book, if you're serious about property and really shifting to the next level, you just buy the book, okay? Guys, link is in the description. Just go and buy this book, okay? Let me tell you why this book's so powerful. This book is powerful, and it's powerful that it's the same color as well. This book is so powerful because, like this, my first ever personal development resource I spoke about, I didn't mention something today on this, which I did mention previously, but I'm going to share it so you see the power. This resource has 2 parts to it, okay? They've got a storybook inside of this, and they've also got a set of principles inside of this. So the story shows you the principles in life in story form, and the principles just tell you what the principles are. That's why this book, the 1 Minute Millionaire, is so powerful, because there's 2 sides to it in one book. So you're buying one resource, but you're getting 2 levels of value. This book by Piotr and Jay is exactly the same. What do I mean? Piotr is a property investor who's been helping people to win in the auction environment for years. Jay is an auctioneer. He actually works in auction houses and has been working in auction houses for years. Both of them are very good friends of mine. I would encourage you to go and buy this book, Before the Hammer Falls. This book, The Insider's Guide to Property Auction Success. Okay, so if you're interested in thinking about going into, you know, property and buying properties in auction potentially, this is the kind of book you want, okay? It says here, is a property investor, auction specialist, founder and director of his property company. It says here, Jay Howard is a property investor, manager of Auction House London. Guys, this is a book. You got the insider, i.e. the guy who works inside the auction, and you've got the insider, i.e. the guy who buys inside the auction, both together collabing to write a book. Guys, powerful book, all right? So they're the extra resources for you guys for rocking with me up to day 20. Now let's jump into tonight's value, all right? I got value in the chat. I've got value in the chat. I've got value in the chat. Let's look at the chat for a little bit. Let me see what you guys are saying before we jump in. All right. And now, just very quickly, before I even do that, let me do this. Just so you guys know, if you haven't hit like, if you haven't hit subscribe, guys, hit that like button, press subscribe, hit the bell, be a part of what we're doing. Side by side with all of that, if you haven't gone and got this, the 7 best books for your property investing success, link is right there. impactproperties.co.uk/book list. impactproperties.co.uk/book list. One more time for those of you who like taking notes, impactproperties.co.uk/book list. That will give you the 7 best books for your property investing success. You need it. I'll say it one more time. You need it. Also, if you haven't hit like, you know what to do. All right, let's jump in the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. It looks like Atanas is flooding the chat. No surprise there, I tell you. It looks like Atanas is seriously flooding the chat. Atanas, my man, flooding the chat like that. Hey, I love it. I just saw Nicola's comment in the comments. Nicola, thank you for being a part of what we're doing. I appreciate you, sister. Trust me. I know you know this, but the reality is, I'm one of those people. You know, it's one thing to feel something, it's another thing to say it. So Nicola, thank you ever so much for flooding the chat. And guys, look, this morning I had to spend a few minutes jumping into one of Nicola's masterclass webinars where she was basically teaching people how to use public relations, okay, PR, in order to actually win in their business. So again, guys, if you haven't connected with Nicola, FP Comms, who's up in the chat right now, connect with Nicola, send her a message, just say, hi, Nicola, I'm interested in PR. PR works very, very well with the area of marketing and also advertising. Nicola is a specialist in that. She's worked in the industry as well as has her own business in the industry to help people utilize public relations to move further, faster. So let's jump in and see what people are saying in the comments before we go into some of the deep dive for tonight. Oh, okay. I see the Bible joke again. That's where my Bible went. All right, so we got Atanas in the chat. He says, making 2021 his best year ever. Powerful. Praise God for property. Can't have said it better. Hear you there. You say this, I signed a new tenant 20 days before the previous leaves, and I've chased my next month's profit today. Come on, guys. Atanas, thank you for the testimonials in the chat. Hey, this is powerful, man. This is powerful. He's basically saying that he signed a new tenant 20 days before the actual tenant who that new tenant is replacing has actually left. And he's also been able to cash in a profit based on that. So well done for that, Atanas. He asked the question, where else can you get that? Great question. Okay. Atanas, my man, he's hotting it up in the comments. He says when people are recouping from spending in January, he's actually collecting double. And then he highlights the comment I made, forcing the growth. Going back to Nicola's comment, powerful comment. She said her favorite lesson throughout the whole of the 21 days of your property investing success is where I broke down what success could be seen as in a formula, and that formula was MA times RS times C equals R. And she says not just the equation, and then she gives us some emojis saying good vibes. I love it, guys. Listen, if you haven't hit that like button. Let the YouTube world know that this is where the value's at. Now let's jump in. Let's jump in. Tonight, guys, what I want to talk to you about is you. I want to talk to you about something that nobody's really talking to you about because nobody really cares about it. But I care about it, so I want to talk to you about it. Now, if just me saying that helped you realize, you know what, I'm in the right place, like I said, hit that like button. If you haven't hit that like button, hit the like button. If you've hit the like button, hit the share button. Just do something. I want you to just respond, okay? Even if you put a comment in there, say something, say yeah, say hi, say something in the comments. Let me know that you feel what I just said, because what I just said is real, okay? Most people are not talking to you about you. And you know why most people are not talking to you about you? Because most people do not care about you. Most people are so concerned with themselves that they've got no time to think about you. Now, I apologize. I'm sorry, because for some people, this is a bit too strong. But listen, if you've been rocking with me for 20 days, you understand that I'm here to help. And the only way I can help is by speaking the truth. And if I'm going to speak the truth to you, I'm going to help you. I'm going to set you free. I'm going to allow you to become who you're supposed to be. And like I said a few days ago, you cannot be who you see until you change. Okay, I said it to you. I broke it down so eloquently a few days ago as we were rocking on this journey of the 21 days of your property investing success. I said, you know what? So many people see who they want to be, but they don't understand they can never be who they see until they change. I'm going to say that to you again. So many people see who they desire to be, but they can never be who they see until they decide to change. Change is the key. Change is the key. So I want to talk to you about you, okay? And I'm going to ask you a question, and I would like every single person who's watching this, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this on the replay, to give me an answer. Okay, I want you to give me an answer. Don't tell me, oh, I'm washing the dishes, I'm listening to this on my AirPods. Don't tell me I've got headphones in. Go dry your hands. Don't tell me I'm in the toilet. Finish up in the toilet. Write your answer. Write your comment. Let me tell you something. I said this a few days ago, and I'm going to stand by this. Guys, I am eliminating, I am eradicating, I am whitewashing, I am annihilating, I am firing your excuses. And on episode 20, on day 20, guys, let me tell you something. Excuses have no place here. So I'm expecting every single person who's watching this video to respond to this question. And let me tell you something. If you're not going to respond, just jump off the video now. That's okay, guys. Look, I'm not in this for views. Me and views, we ain't trying to be friends, okay? I'm here for change. I'm here for change. If I was here for views, I'd be doing social media marketing. I'd be selling, ads in order to send people to these videos. Guys, I don't need to do that. You know why? Because I know the people who are going to show up are the people who are supposed to show up in order for their life to change. You may see who you're supposed to be, but I can guarantee you can't be who you see until you change. So let's all change right now. Let's all write a comment to this question. The question I ask you, thank you, Nicola, up in the chat, turning my phrase into phraseology. I love it. Listen, guys, my question to you is, what is the biggest property challenge that you are facing right now? Okay, guys, listen, I really want to know. Okay, I want you to respond to that question. Okay, because I said to you a couple of days ago, and I thought about this. I said to you guys, I said, look, there's no excuses. You can't have excuses. I'm killing these excuses. I'm dying. These excuses are dead with me. 21 days of your property investing success with the content we've shared with you. There's no guys, I was ranting about how you guys ain't having any excuses. But you know what? We're on day 20, and some of you still have a challenge. You still have something as a barrier. So I want to knock those barriers down, okay? Whether it's one by one, whether it's all at once, I don't know. I don't care, but I'm coming for those challenges. I'm coming for those issues. I'm coming for those barriers. I'm coming for those problems. I am eliminating excuses in our lives. That's what you get for spending time with me. You get someone who cares about you enough to ask you personally, what's your challenge? And listen, let me say this. If you're not watching this live, if you're watching this on a replay, I still want to know your challenges. Write them in the comments. All right. Samuel, my biggest challenge is, that's how you start that sentence. Okay. So you've got no excuse. Oh, I didn't know how to start the sentence. Samuel, my biggest challenge is Impact Properties team. My biggest challenge is write your problems. Write your challenge with property. Please. I want to know. I love that. And another thing I love about what Nicola's done, she's put it in the past tense. Okay, I love that. Nicola said laziness. Okay, and this is real. Guys, look, you got to be that real. You've got to be that. Listen, let me say this. When I ask the question, okay, what are the property challenges you are facing? When I ask the question, okay, what's the biggest property challenge you face right now in day 20? Now that you know what you can do with marketing, now that you know what you can do with managing relationships, now that you know how you can measure opportunities and look at the return on investment, now that you actually know how to mature a deal and turn it from concept to cash, now that you know how to work with investors, now that you know all of the things I've shared with you guys on these 20-day journey thus far, my question is, what is the challenge now? What is the challenge? And the thing is, for most of you, you're going to have an answer pop in your head straight away. That's what you need to write down. Don't deceive yourself. Don't try to articulate it differently. Don't try to wait until you get oh yeah, this is the eloquent thing that I can say on the internet. Guys, give me the answer. What is the biggest property challenge you're facing right now? What are you dealing with? What's stopping you from changing your family's life? What's stopping you from replacing your income? What's stopping you from sacking your spouse's boss? What is stopping you as it pertains to property? I want to know, guys. I want to know. And Nicola's right. Samuel said, wipe your behind, wash and dry your hands, and write your comment. Because it's that time. It's that time where no stone is left unturned. You see, you thought you was going to rock with me for 21 days. And because you thought I was like everybody else, you thought you'd get to 21 to the 21st day and you would just be spoken to the whole time. No. Now we're not speaking to you. Now we're asking you. Because we want you to know that the person you've been spending your 21 days with cares about you. Cares about you enough to ask you, what's your challenge? Because you might tell me marketing's not my challenge, Samuel. You might tell me relationships isn't my challenge, Samuel. You might tell me, Samuel, my challenge isn't actually the mindset. Samuel, my challenge isn't actually the maturing the deal. You might tell me all of that. KTR says it was maturing or closing the deal. What's your biggest property challenge now? Let me know, KTR. I'm here for you guys. Okay, I'm here for you guys. You know what I'm doing? I'm sitting in my chair to help you. I've showed up in the studio to help you. I'm at my desk to help you. Don't let this opportunity go. Okay? Don't let this be the thing that in 5 years from now you look back and say to yourself, you know what? I spent 3-4 days watching Samuel's videos. I jumped in on day 18. I was with him live day 18, with him live day 19, with him live day 20, with him live day 21. I even went back in those 3-4 days and watched all the videos from day 1 all the way to day 17. I was rocking with him. I was watching the day 14 video. I weren't even live, but I was dancing with them. I was laughing with them. I was joking with them in the comfort of my own home. It wasn't even live. If you're that person who I'm talking to, don't be the person who in 4 years from now looks back and says, that day he asked me what was my property challenge, I didn't answer. And because I didn't answer, that might be the reason I'm still where I'm at 4 years later, 5 years later. Guys, what is your property challenge? Mrs. I Can Win in the chat, love this, thank you. Because when you're admin, you don't have to answer. And I need you to answer because you have to set an example, and I appreciate that. Mrs. I Can Win says, making the calls to agents and knowing what to say. Like really, really knowing what to say. And Mrs. I Can Win's kind of giving herself an answer there. I guess the root of it is fear. Listen, it's always fear, guys. Let me tell you something. I gave you the hack on day 4. You lot may not know it, but you're going to learn. What's going to happen? Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you the 2 paths out of this video, out of this 21 days. These are the 2 paths. Guys, I haven't seen nowhere near enough comments to know that everyone's answered, all right? Atanas, thank you for sharing your wisdom. Atanas, we're not asking for that. Atanas, we're asking for your challenge. I want to see your challenge, okay? Guys, this is real times right now, okay? This is real times. This is a serious moment because this is where your value comes from. This goes back to what I said to you earlier. The quality of your answer is determined by the quality of your question. You don't want to ask the question. You don't want to say the challenge. Fine. Then you are not going to get the quality of value that you actually want from this. You're going to say the challenge. You're going to get the value. You're going to walk away. You're going to change your life if you're an action taker. If you use the formula that Nicola reminded us of, massive action times I'm not going to say the rest. Go watch the video, okay? If you don't know which video it is, go watch all the videos, okay? But use that formula. MA times RS times C equals R. But this is the reality. You need to take the action when you hear your answer or your solution, okay? So I want to see you guys. I want to see you in the chat, all right? To all of you guys who have commented already, I applaud you. Well done. Keep going, okay? I applaud you. Well done. Keep going. And listen, let me say this, all right? I don't care if this is YouTube. If you need to write an essay, write the essay. If you need to write an essay, write the essay. I don't care how long your answer is. Write the answer. If you don't finish, keep writing. If you don't finish, keep writing. I want to know. I need to know what is going to be your excuse. I don't want to see you in 3 years, in 2 years, in 4 years. Let me tell you something. Guys, if I could put this on the screen, man. We recently signed a brand new contract on a brand new property. Okay? And I looked at the contract and I said to myself, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, this might not have happened if I didn't change. You might see who you know you are supposed to be, but you cannot be who you see until you change, guys. There's someone right now who's looking at the device, who's staring at me in my eyes, through my glasses, and hasn't written their comment yet. Write your comment. Let us know what your property challenge is. Don't let this moment go and be the sucker, please. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's your color of your skin because you're black. I don't care. I don't care if it's because you don't feel like you speak proper English. I don't care. I don't care what the problem is, but I need to know the problem. Because listen, I'm a problem annihilator. I'm a problem solver. And I want to help you solve the problem. But I can only do that if you tell me what it is. You see, for some of you, Aten has highlighted it. For some of you, it's, oh, the first thing that popped in your head, like I said earlier. But for some of you, it's not what popped in your head first. For some of you, what popped in your head was the surface level answer. And you need to just take a minute or two. You need to think about it a bit more so you can get to that place and be like, that's the real answer. That's what's really the challenge. That's what's really bugging me. That's what's really hurting me. All right. So guys, I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Whoo. Jeez, guys, when you give value, I'm telling you, you get value. Guys, right now, I don't think you got, well, I don't know. You know, sometimes, guys, I teach, I give value, I share, and sometimes nuggets drop in my head. Nuggets, more principles, more wisdom, more nuggets. And you know what? I learned this when I was young, when I was about 19, 20. I learned, you see those nuggets as they drop, they're not for me. They're for me to share. Because the more I share, the more comes in. So this is why I need to give these to you. I need to distribute what's getting dropped on me, so I can have more dropped on me to distribute more. But part of that is you. You are part of the process. You have to speak to me. You have to tell me, Samuel, this is what I've been challenged by. I don't know which area to invest in. Samuel, this is really what I'm challenged by. I speak to investors, but they don't take me seriously. Samuel, this is really what I'm challenged by. I don't even feel like I know what a good deal is. Samuel, this is what I'm challenged by. I don't know how to really have a business. I don't know if it's really a business or if I'm really just fake. Samuel, this is what I'm challenged by. My missus, guys, let me tell you something. This is so cold, yeah? I recorded a video which I've been procrastinating to put out on our channel, okay? The video is called Why Your Spouse is Making You Poor. Guys, can I be transparent? You said to me to be transparent, right? So I'm going to be that real. Someone's watching this and they actually believe their spouse is the reason they're not succeeding in property. Their spouse is their biggest challenge to their property investing success. I want to hear from you. I want that person to tell me, yeah, that's me. Okay? Again, it's not an insult on your spouse. We're not here to relationship bash. We're not bashing your relationship. We're not saying, oh, look, you're evil, husband or evil wife. No, that's not what we're out here to do. We're out here to help, but you can't get help until you are open and transparent. That's why I always ask for the permission and I just go for it. The moment you guys say, yeah, I'm out here. I'm out here, guys. You see it all. Okay? So that's what I'm throwing out there, guys. I want you guys to see this. So wait, hold on a minute. Okay, I was gonna say, was Mrs. I Can Win the first person to answer? That ain't correct. That ain't right. But no, it's not. It was Nicola from FP Comms who answered first. All right, so we saw was laziness. All right, I'm loving this. I'm seeing messages come through. I'm loving this. Guys, I want more messages. I want people telling me, Samuel, this is the problem. Samuel, this is the problem. And listen, guys, look, I'm going to share this with you. Don't make excuses. If you got more than one, put more than one. If you got more than 10, put more than 10. If you got the essay, write the essay. I'll be the lecturer today. It doesn't make a difference. Okay? What are your challenges? What are you dealing with? What's beating you up? What got you in 2020? What made you think when you entered 2021, you know what, I'm thinking, let me tell you something, okay? I'm speaking to someone or some people right now. There are some people who are engaging with this content right now, whether live or on replay, who in their brain, when they entered 2021, was considering forgetting property, okay? Now, if I'm speaking to you, you need to write your challenge in this experience right now. Like I said, whether it's replay in the comments or whether you're rocking with me live, you need to write it right here. Okay? You entered 2021 and you were telling yourself, property's dead for me. It don't work. Who is that person? Now, you don't have to identify yourself personally, but I want to know your challenge. Because if you've got a challenge and that if you came into this year, if 20 days ago, that's what you were thinking in your head, you need to, this live chat box needs you more than anyone else. All right? I want to know your challenges, guys. Who's thinking of quitting? And why? What's the enemy of your progress? Let's go through these. Let's go start looking at these. All right, we got Nicola. Nicola says laziness. Thank you for sharing so openly from the jump. Appreciate that. This is why we need real people here. Mrs. I Can Win said making the calls to agents and knowing what to say, like really, really knowing what to say. Okay, so look, I'm gonna break this down. Okay, let me go from the top, guys. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to start breaking these down? You want me to start value dropping on them? What do you want? What do you want? Tell me what you want. Samuel, it would be fantastic if you answer all of these. It would be fantastic if you this. Guys, tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. I told you guys, because of you guys, tomorrow, I'm probably going to share with you guys the next step. Because these 21 days was just about the 21 days. It was just about helping you. But we got to, I can't remember what day it was. We got to one day, maybe day 14, day 13. And it was like, guys, like, I actually realized at the end of the 21 days, this is going to stop. And everyone's going to be like, nah, man, I need that energy that I was getting every single day from Samuel to push forward. I need that. So when you get there, what's going to happen? And I said to you guys, look, some of you have reached out to me saying, look, you want to have more stuff, you want to do other stuff. Guys, for those people, I'm probably still going to think about something to bring up for tomorrow to help you guys. And like I said, it's going to be paid. Of course it's going to be paid, because it doesn't make any sense in me just staying on YouTube every single day. Like, obviously that don't make sense for me. You know, I got to keep doing other things as well. But guys, I want you to understand, in order to help you push forward, you need to share the challenge. Okay, so let's do this together. Let me know how you want me to tackle these. Ooh, wow. Come on. Listen, Nicola, I want you to understand this. It's not because I asked the question. Okay? I really want you to get this, because you're one of those people. You're like me. You're a deep person. So I want you to get this, sister. It's not because I asked the question. It's because you engaged with the question at the deepest level. You see, Nicola, if I asked the question and you gave me a surface level answer, like, I don't know enough about property or whatever a surface level answer is, you wouldn't have had that realization. It wouldn't have broken the spell, as you said. Okay? I'm sure that's the word you used. Yeah, broke my spell. So it wouldn't have broken the spell if you didn't engage with it at that level. That's the issue. And that's what I'm trying to help everyone do right now, Nicola. I'm trying to help every single person who's on this video live, every single person who's watching this on replay, to understand the same thing you just got a realization of. If you engage with this question properly, just by engaging with it, you are breaking off 50-60% of the drama that specific excuse, that specific issue, that specific challenge is creating for you. So let's do this. That's why we out here. So Nicholas said laziness. All right, you guys ain't told me how you want me to deal with this, so I'm just gonna read through them for now, and then if you guys want me to go through them one by one, giving some value on each of them, I can do that as well. I'm happy to do, guys. Like I said, this is your show. Make your show your show. Somebody heard what I just heard in my head. Yeah, so this is your show, guys. So tell me what you want us to do with this. If you ain't hit like, guys, I don't know what you're doing. If you ain't hit like, I don't know what you're doing. Come on. Let me shift it. Let me give you my face again. If you ain't hit like, I don't know what you're doing. Come on. Mrs. I Can Win says, making the calls to agents and knowing what to say. Really knowing what to say. Love that. All right. KTR said it was maturing / closing the deal. So hopefully, KTR, you're going to go over the content and get some more value out of it. Again, you know, when you go over it again and again, you're going to see more and more. As you see more and more, you're going to learn more and more. As you learn more and more, you're going to do more and more. As you do more and more, you're going to get more and more. All right. So KTR, I'm expecting you to go over that content on maturing again and again, regularly. Get some real value out of that and really use it. But side by side with that, like I said to you earlier, KTR, I want your current challenge. If you don't see that as a challenge as much anymore, what's your current biggest challenge? Let's help you win, especially because of how many days you've been rocking with us, especially because of the heart you've come with. Like, I want you to win. So let's win together. All right, we got Ellie Ballroom in the chat. Ellie Ballroom says, Samuel, his biggest challenge is finding no money down deals, finding the property and investors. Finding the property and investors. I love that. All right. So again, you guys tell me what you want to do with this. All right. So finding the property and investors is the biggest challenge. We got my man Gavin in the chat. Great to have you in the stream, Gavin. Great to see you on again. Yeah. Great to see you coming with that energy. And thank you. Thank you. I can see from your comment. I just read your comment. I can see from your comment that this is real. I can see from your comment, this is actually real. I love that. So you're saying leaving the job and walking by faith. I love that. Powerful. Thank you for sharing so openly and so transparently. We love that. All right. Atanas, what's your comment, bro? What's your biggest challenge right now? KTR says now it's the fact that she at times is too overwhelmed, too many different things to do. Love that. And she goes on to say managing relationships with difficult people. I love that as well. Yeah, we got also Kimon in the chat who actually just threw in a comment for you on that, saying managing difficult people is easy. You just have to be professional. I'm gonna add something to that. I'm gonna add one word to it, and I think that one word will help a lot more people understand how powerful what also Kimon just put in the chat is. So the statement here, the one word, I'll just add it in. Managing difficult people is easy. Just be overly professional. Yeah, I think that helps. I think the minute you stay professional, let me add what I mean when I say overly professional. And I think what also Kim was saying when he's saying be professional. You see, being professional is about understanding it's not personal. And I think sometimes that's the biggest issue for many people. Many people find it hard to keep property professional rather than make it personal. Especially, for example, like Gavin said a moment ago, leaving the job. Like when you leave a job and you're fully reliant on property income, for example, you could start taking your property business personally, i.e. a tenant doesn't pay rent in one of your HMOs. You start thinking that he's got some vendetta out against you. You start getting personal about it. Like, let me say this. You guys are giving me permission to be transparent, so I'm just going in anyway. I'd share something that happened with me today. So you guys know Paul. You know Paul's been in the chat every now and then. So I called Paul today to ask him some advice. I actually called Osei Kimwin today again to ask for some advice about the same thing. So I called these two gentlemen to get their advice on a situation. We have a prospective tenant who's potentially moving into one of our properties. And when the tenant did the viewing, the tenant turned around and asked me a question. The tenant says, can I change the gas and the electric meters to card and key meters? Okay. So it's a weird question. You might be thinking, oh, that's a simple question. I don't know. Okay. But that's the question they asked. Let me not judge. That's the question they asked. Okay. Now, after they asked that question, when they left after the viewing, I was talking to my wife and I say to Mrs. I Can Win, I was like, that's a weird question. Like, is he dodgy? Like, for me, it's like the question was just a weird question to me. It was just mad weird. Like, I didn't get it. Like, why would you ask me on the viewing, the first time you're ever seeing the property, whether you can change the gas and electric meters to card and key? I just didn't get the question. Okay. So later on, there's a couple of days later, it's today. I'm calling Paul. I'm asking Paul for some of his insights about different things that I'm doing. I called Osei Kimwin, same thing, asked about some insights. And whilst I'm talking to Paul, I mentioned this. I'm like, I don't know. It was weird. The guy asked whether he can turn the gas and electric meter off of bills onto card and key. And Paul said something to me really powerful. He said, Samuel, it's a mentality thing. Like, you know, sometimes people don't understand how powerful some of the things they say to you are, but I think that might have been one of those moments. Paul said to me, Paul Roberts, who sometimes is in the chat, he says to me, Samuel, it's a mentality thing. He says, you know, some people, that's their mentality. They just want to make sure that they can pay as they go. Like, it's a Samuel, it's a mentality thing. All right. What Paul made me realize is the thing that I'm always trying to realize. I've got my older brother really tries to help me understand this a lot of the time. He always talks to me about this. He helped me realize everybody's different. And because I would never ask a question like, can I change the gas and electric to card and key? I'm prejudging this guy thinking that it's a dodgy question. But it's not a dodgy question. It's a question from where he's at in his life in terms of the things that are important to him. So hopefully you guys understand when Osei Kimwin saying managing difficult people is easy, it's just be professional, and I'm adding just be overly professional. That's all we're saying is don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. You see, when we take it personally, that's when we create a problem for ourselves. So yeah, I see KTR's comment. KTR says, would be great if you have to have your recommendation on each. So let's do that. Let's do that. I think that will give you guys a lot of value. So let's start with Nicola. So Nicola says laziness. All right. So this is what I'm going to say. Day 3. Okay. I'm not a doctor. Okay. So the doctor's passing out prescription. Nicola, day 3, we spoke about your property investing success. And we said that you need to have a vision. Okay. So again, this ain't just about Nicola. It's about everyone. Okay. When your vision is strong enough, and this is one of the things I shared with the children or the college students, the college students I spoke to earlier, so I'll share it with you guys. I had a principle years ago, the principle I heard this from Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn said, when your vision of the future is strong enough, it will pull you stronger than your vision of the past. When your vision of the future is strong enough, it will pull you stronger than your vision of the past. So I'll give you an example. I said this earlier on the stream. I said, look, when you can see the fact that you're working towards having that 6-pack, 8-pack, 12-pack, whatever you're working towards, when it's strong, when it's clearly defined and strong, again, that's why you need the day 1 and day 2 video recommendations. When it's strong, that pull on you of the future, it pulls you out of the bad habits of the past. So laziness only affects people in the area of property investing success when in the area of property investing success, they don't have a clearer, stronger vision of the future. Okay. So that's to help you or to help us with Nicola's challenge of laziness. Okay. What you need to do is use what I've shared with you guys from day 3. And also I think day 1 will also help with that. If you're someone like Nicola who laziness is affecting you, you need a clearer vision. You need a very, very clear vision of what you want to achieve in property. So clear that it draws you, it attracts you, it pulls you. It's a stronger magnetism to you than your current lazy habits or your current lazy activities or your previous lazy activities. Because obviously as human beings, everybody should know we act out of habit a lot of the time. We do what we've always done a lot of the time. And I don't know if you've heard this saying, again, this is for everyone, not just for Nicola. If you do what you've always done, you will get what you've always got. So if you haven't got a certain level of property investing success and you keep doing what you've always done, you're not going to change that. That's not going to change. Everything's going to be the same. You cannot be who you see unless you change. Hope you guys are seeing and marrying and merging these principles. So the reality into this is for all of us, for any of us, if we ever feel like, oh, I'm getting lazy about things, I'm getting lethargic about things, I don't have the energy about things, the reality, all you need to do is create and craft and articulate a clearer property investing success vision for yourself, which magnetizes you to it way more than the lazy habits try to pull you to them. Mrs. I Can Win in the chat says, making the calls to agents and knowing what to say, really knowing what to say. Now, this is the thing. There's one word that's being challenged here, and the Mrs. I Can Win is a very intelligent woman, studied psychology, so I know that the mindset here is coming from a very deep and a very rich and right place. So this is why I'm going to elaborate to help everybody who's on this stream. There's one word which is the underlying premise of this challenge, okay? And the one word which is the underlying premise of this challenge is always rooted in fear, okay? So Mrs. I Can Win hit it on the nail with her next comment when she said she guesses the root of it is fear. So she's right. But the key is you can't just tackle fear by tackling fear itself. You have to tackle the one word, which is the foundation of what you've mentioned, which is rooted in fear. Okay, so what I'm basically saying is you need to chop the tree down before you pull up the roots. Okay, if you got a problem, let's say you got a tree in a garden that's creating a problem, you want to get rid of the tree, you can't just pull out the roots, you can't just attack the fear, because the tree will still stand strong. And even, you see, the stronger the tree, this is how I hope someone's getting some value from this. Someone needs to hit like who hasn't hit like already. Let me break this down. You see, the bigger and the stronger the tree, the less effect pulling out the roots will have. Okay, the roots will stop it over time from eating, from nourishing. Guys, those of you who have been with us for the 21 days, you know there was one day I started breaking down about seeds and and all the whole process of seeds. But look, the bigger the tree, I love that, Mr. I Can Win, I see your ears, I know you're listening. The bigger the tree, the less effect will be on the tree if you attack the roots first. Okay, so what you do when you have a tree in an unwanted place, you first start by chopping the tree down. Now, the tree that we're going to talk about in this example is the one word I'm going to come to in a minute, but the roots, like you mentioned adequately and effectively, is fear. So you deal with fear after you deal with the one word. And I'm going to tell you something. When you deal with the one word properly, the fear will start to actually, as you think of it as roots, will start to contract themselves. Okay, so let me show you how to get rid of fear in that regard. The one word underlying the premise of exactly what you've said in your biggest challenge is confidence. That's the word. It's nothing else. Confidence. You see, making calls to agents or to anybody and not knowing what to say, the challenge there is being confident, because you can call somebody and not know what to say, and it's okay. Because I don't know what to say, but am I supposed to know what to say? You see, when you have certain levels of competence, you know, they talk about, you know, all the cognitive levels, okay? I don't want to go into them. But the point is, the reason and guys, let me say this to you so you understand where I'm coming from. The reason I don't want to go into them is because a whole lot of this stuff, this mumbo jumbo, this psychology is all a lot of the time connected to NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And all of that stuff, a lot of the time, you don't even need. All of that stuff is just principles from the Bible spun with another name. Okay, so I don't want to spin it with another name. The law of attraction, come on, the principle is written in the Bible, but you call it the law of attraction, you call it the secret. Cool. All right, so do these things really exist? Yeah, they do really exist, but the problem is, if you get them from a secondary source, it's like Chinese whispers. You might not actually really have the information because you've got it from a secondary source. So again, this is why a lot of the time I take the biblical principles and I use them. So the underlying word here is confidence. Okay, now when you call me as your husband, for example, you don't call me and know necessarily everything you want to say. This is the funniest thing. You might call me and know one thing you want to say. Okay, but the rest of the conversation, you let it flow. Why? Because you're open to forming, building, and developing our relationship. Okay. And it's the same as anyone. When you call your mum, when you call a friend. Okay. And I'm talking to everyone right now as I'm saying this. When you call people generally, you don't necessarily know every single part of what you want to say. Okay, but you still make the call. Why? Because you're confident that that person will embrace you. You see, the problem is so many people. I had a call earlier on today, and the guy was telling me that, you know, he's calling agents and they're not necessarily seeing him as credible. And I said to him, well, what are you saying to them for them to think that you're credible? And this is the reality. It's the same for all of us. Like, if you're not confident is something that's felt. You see, let me tell you something, guys. You guys have been rocking with me for 21 days. Do I lack confidence? Let me know. Do you feel like I lack confidence in terms of this, in terms of delivering content to you through means of a camera and internet connection and Wi-Fi and broadband and blah, 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 and coming to your house, coming to your toilet, coming to your wherever it is? Guys, tell me, do you feel like I lack confidence? You can put a yes in the chat if you think I do. You can put a no in the chat if you don't think I do. Okay, do you feel like I lack confidence? The point I'm making is the only way you deal with confidence, okay, is by showing its counterpart, which is experience. Okay, the only way you're going to overcome not knowing what to say is by calling enough times without knowing what to say and realizing after a while it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter. Listen, let me tell you something. If you call a jerk, you're calling a jerk, and a jerk is going to be a jerk. And I needed to say that loud because that's how jerks make you feel. They make you feel like, why is this guy such a jerk? Like, that's just the way it is. If you call a jerk, you're calling a jerk, and a jerk is going to act like a jerk. And that's just it. No matter what you say, you can say all the right things, but they're going to be a jerk. Now, if you call a nice person, even if you say all the wrong things, is going to treat you and be a nice person because they're a nice person. And like I said, my brother's always trying to remind me. Like I said, Paul, help me remember today. People are different. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with people being different. So to attack the tree of confidence and to cut the tree of lacking confidence down, all you need to do is implement experience. And the way you implement experience is by making the first call, then making the second call, and then making the third call, and keep on calling. Okay? I haven't heard the term, Nicola. Nicola writes in the chat, she thinks I'm shrinking violet. I'm not sure what shrinking violet is. I haven't heard of that term before. Elaborate for us, please. But I get the joke. I do get the joke. But I don't think I've heard of the term. So let me add a little bit more value for Mrs. Akanwin, then I'll push forward. So Mrs. Akanwin, I see all your comments. Thank you for your fire. I know you're hearing this. So again, for those of you who are in a similar position, you got issues with making the calls to the agents or to landlords and knowing what to say, really knowing what to say. Let me tell you something. When you start, if you want to be strong, it don't matter what you say. Just call, okay? And just like you were calling your spouse, just like you was calling your partner, just like you were calling your parent, even if you just know one thing, okay? I want to offer, let's say you're calling landlords, you offer X. That might be the only thing you know what to say. Have the phone call. Have a pen and paper with you and take notes, okay? Now, when you get experienced a little bit, that's when I start to say to you, structure your phone calls. Structure the call. Know where you're going to build rapport. Know where you're going to seed certain ideas. Like, I can give you guys formulas. I do this for all of my coaching clients. Guys, that's not hard. But what I'm saying to you is right now at where you are at, just make the calls. Because the experience you build will attack the tree of lacking confidence. And as you build that experience and attack the tree of lacking confidence, the penny will drop one day that, you know what, it doesn't matter what I say. I'm confident. I know what I'm doing. And because you're confident, you would then have the faith to keep making calls rather than the fear to stop making calls. So hopefully you guys can see how fear contracts when confidence starts to build. Mrs. Akamwin, thank you for your comment. It's great to have people who are going to be deep on the stream. So yeah, KTR says it was maturing closing the deal. She did elaborate on that, so we'll leave that. And she did actually later on put her current one, so we'll come to that. Ellie Ballroom, love this one. Okay, biggest challenge is finding no money down deals. Now let me say this to you, and I'm going to be very transparent. You don't find anything. Okay, let's do this. All right, I'm just I want to articulate this in the most powerful but yet succinct way so everybody gets value, because I think there's lots of people, okay, who have this challenge, okay? And it's funny because Ellie Ballroom now says making the calls resonates with me in Ellie Ballroom's challenge, and that makes sense to me because of the fact that this is all around the first part of the sourcing blueprint. So the sourcing blueprint was the infographic I created a number of years ago to help people understand the 4 core parts of finding great deals, securing those deals, and selling those deals. The first part is marketing. So Mrs. I Can Win's talking about phone calls. That's outbound marketing. That's marketing. Ellie Ballroom's talking about finding great deals. Again, that comes back to the marketing component. So let me say this. The Bible has a powerful principle. I think it's in Matthew chapter 7. It says, seek and ye shall find. I think it's actually Matthew 7:7. It says, seek and ye shall find. Seek and ye shall find. Seek and ye shall find. It breaks it down even deeper. It says, seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be open. Ask and it shall be given unto you. It goes the other way around. It starts by saying, ask and it will be given unto you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. I believe that's the order or something like that, but it's those 3 statements. Anyway, the key statement I want to take out of that is seek and ye shall find. Now look, this is the problem, Ellie Ballroom, for most people, and I'm just going to be very, very transparent. They are seeking in the wrong place. If you go to a place where people don't know how to find what we call no money down deals, and they're telling you, yeah, we're going to help you find no money down deals, and then you go and work with them, you're not going to find no money down deals, because although they say on the tin, we find no money down deals, if they don't find no money down deals, they can't teach you to find no money down deals. So that for me is the thing I want to start with and say very, very clearly. Okay, seek and ye shall find. Not in the layman's terms, that most people are saying. Because there's so many people out there who are just saying in their head, oh, seek and you shall find. Okay, so if I look for no money down deals, I'll find no money down deals. No, that statement, seek and you shall find, isn't a surface level generic statement. It's a deep statement. Seek and you shall find. Are you seeking people, first and foremost, to coach you who actually do no money down deals, who actually work on no money down deals, who understand what a no money down deal is? Let me even say this to you. Any deal can be a no money down deal if it's not your money that goes down on the deal. For example, any deal. So that's even a bad deal. You can buy a property that doesn't have a great return on investment, but because you've got an investor who's funding it, it's still no money down for you. So again, a no money down deal doesn't always necessarily mean a good deal. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that we're talking about good deals because that's what I cover on our channel, Impact Properties, where you get creative property investing on demand. That's what we focus on. Okay, we focus on creative property investing on demand. So we're talking about finding great deals all the time here. Mrs. I Can Win says, wow, I've just clocked ask, seek, knock. The first letters of each spell ask. I'm sure that's not a coincidence. Well, Mrs. I Can Win, you know me, I don't believe that there is any such thing as a coincidence because the word coincidence is not in the Hebrew language. Anyway, let's keep pushing forward. So Ellie Ballroom, first part of that, finding no money down deals. I've shared with you what I think you should do in that regard. You should start to seek no money down deals in all areas, i.e. the kind of coach that can help you with that, the kind of broker that can help you with that. Someone like Paul, for example, I said this the other day. Someone like Paul, these are the kind of deals Paul's interested in doing, Paul looks at doing. Again, I share kind of a slight testimonial. I kind of worked with Paul a number of years ago, kind of coached him through a situation, and Paul went on to buy a block of flats. The specific block of flats he bought was a no money down deal for him. Why? Because the deposit he needed to pay in the auction when he bought that specific block of flats was someone else's money. He used someone else's money in order to do that. Okay, so that's a story for another time. Paul presents on that block of flats every now and then. So again, that might be something that he will share, maybe even on our channel at some point. But the point I'm making is that's a block of flats. That's 7 apartments being acquired with none of your own money. Okay, how do you find no money down deals? When you spend time with people who do no money down deals. Paul was spending a lot of time with me at the time. We were talking about how to do certain things. Paul basically just shifted his mindset and decided to do something at a level he hadn't done before because he knew he wanted to move forward. Now, that wasn't the most expensive deal that Paul had ever bought, but it was the most amount of units in one transaction. Okay, but those kind of things happen when you seek. Okay, so that's the key, seek, and definitely look, I'd always encourage people to get a coach. I wouldn't be a coach if, I wouldn't be a coach if I didn't encourage people to get a coach in certain areas. So the only reason I coach is because I think it makes sense to offer value to people in that way and help people move forward in that way. I got people blowing up my phone again now, guys. So let me just turn that around so I can stay focused. Wherever you are, be there. All right, so Ellie Ballroom says, biggest challenge finding no money down property deals. That's the first one. And again, I'll ask the question, Ellie Ballroom, have you gone and watched our video on the channel where we break down how you find, well, it's not, the video is not on how you find no money down deals. The video breaks down what no money down property deals actually are, so you can start seeking for the right thing. So like I said a moment ago, any deal can be a no money down deal if it's not your money going into the deal. So it's important to understand what a no money down deal is so you can actually find exactly that. Powerful. All right. Excellent. Ellie Ballroom says, here, thank you. Awesome value. I believe wholeheartedly in coaching. Appreciate that. All right, let's keep going. So my man Gavin says, walking by faith, leaving the job. All right, so that's the biggest challenge. So look, this is the thing with this, okay? Because in a way, it's like the challenge is masked here. The challenge isn't like obvious, but the challenge is there. The challenge is walking by faith. You know, and can I say it, Gavin? Just put yes in the comments if the answer is yes. All right. I'm going to come back to Gavin's. If Gavin allows me to say it, I'll say it. Okay. And Gavin, I'm not talking about any confidential information, as you probably know anyway, but just, can I say your answer? Like, okay, Gavin's put yes. So I won't need to go on. I just stay on this. See, Gavin, you've said here your challenge is walking by faith. All right. So forget leave the job. Okay. Because leave the job is the mask. Okay. Whether you leave the job, whether you don't leave the job, all of that stuff. I'm not saying that's important or not important. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, in terms of my question, what's your biggest property challenge? From what you've written, if we're right in what you've written, that this is your biggest challenge, the leave the job part means nothing here. The challenge here is walking by faith. So let me go in. The Bible has a verse which is very powerful. It says faith, and all my Bible students right now are saying the end of that verse. It says faith comes by hearing. And it goes on to say, so I don't want to steal the thunder. It goes on to say, and by hearing the word of God. So look, if somebody is a Bible student in the chat, just write where that is in the Bible. So if Gavin wants to read that, he can read that for himself. Maybe he can read that chapter. Maybe it will encourage him. Now, this is what I want to say to you, Gavin. When we're talking about spiritual things and using faith for spiritual things, then I would say to most people, faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God. You need to hear the word of God. You need to listen to what the Bible's saying. You see, a moment ago, I started going in on Mrs. I Can Win's challenge. That's my wife. But you know what she did? She threw the ears in the chat. She's telling me, baby, I'm listening to you. Honey, I'm listening to you. Husband, I'm listening to you. Now, I know why she does that, because she knows that I know that if she's listening, I'm going in. And it's exactly the same for you, Gavin. That's why I had to ask you the question. Can I give you the answer? Now, if you want me to give you the answer, here's the answer. The answer is, to your challenge of walking by faith, you need to hear faith. You need to hear truth. You can't be around the wrong elements, the wrong voices, the wrong sounds. You know the funniest thing, Gavin? I'm sure you were actually with us. This is where it's powerful. I'm sure you were with us on the mindset days. I think you were. I think you jumped into one of the streams late. I can't remember. But on one of the days we spoke about mindset, we spoke about protecting your mindset. And then the next day we spoke about preparing your mindset. And I kept talking about gates. I said, guys, we've got ear gates. We've got eye gates. We need to protect our ear gates from what we hear. We need to protect our eye gates. That's the problem, Gavin. You see, any person that has an issue with faith, any person that has an issue with walking on water, any problem who has an issue with all of that stuff, you know what their issue is? Their issue is not they can't do it. Their issue is not they don't know how to do it. Like if I said to you, walking on water, what's walking on water? Every person in the stream is intelligent enough to explain to me what walking on water is. Now, if I say to any person, can you walk on water? That's where we start having discrepancies in answers. That's where lots of people say, well, scientifically, no. Some people say, no, I can't do that. You see, but let me tell you this. The answer someone gives to that question, can you walk on water? Okay, proverbially talking about leaving your job, or proverbially talking about operating in faith. Every answer any person will give you is based on what they've been hearing. Whether it's what they've been hearing for the last decade, the last 2 decades, the last 3 decades, the last 4 decades, it's from messaging that is embedded. This is part of the reason, this is exactly part of the reason why we recommended this book over the period. Now, you might have read this book already and been like, yeah, but I've read that and I've done what he said. Like, I've invested. Like, listen, let me just share, because you guys want this. Gavin said yes. You guys said transparent. You guys want this. This book, guys, isn't about investing. This book is about positioning. This book is about change. This book is about positioning. He tells you a story about a rich dad and a poor dad. He tells you that one is wrongly positioned, and because he's wrongly positioned, his whole life is drama. Another is rightly positioned, and because he's rightly positioned, his whole life is success being produced on a daily basis through means of his investment. Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki is not a book about investment. It's a book about change. Let me show you my 3 big things. The 3 big things I'm passionate about in my life: education, ministry, and property. Check this out. This book is called Rich Dad Poor Dad. If this book was about investing, the subheading would say something about investing. It doesn't. Let me tell you what the subheading says. It says what the rich teach their kids about money that the poor and middle class do not. This book is an educational book. This book ain't about investing. There are hundreds of thousands of people who've read this book, and you know what they say? This book changed my life. This book changed. Why does this book change people's life? Because this book is about education. This book is about change. Education, when truly deployed, is about enlightening you. It's about opening your eyes to something you didn't necessarily see before. It's about giving you what we call revelation. Revealing something to you that was in front of you but wasn't revealed to you, wasn't obvious to you. That's what this book is about. That's why I recommend this book. I don't recommend this book to help you become an investor. No, I recommend this book to help you understand that you need to change. And this book helps people change. Now, what does he break down in this book? He breaks down in this book a concept so deep that most people don't get it. And because most people don't get it, hey guys, can I go in even more? I saw Gavin say go in, but can I go in even more? Check this out. Imagine this. Wow. Gavin says that's actually the first book he read that set him on the path of property in 2002. Thank you, Gavin. Listen, I told you, I said it to Mrs. Icanwin's comment. I don't believe in coincidence, okay? I don't believe in coincidence. I don't think that's a coincidence, okay? Let's keep going, all right? I'm answering your challenge. Of all the resources I've got all over this place, I've gone to this resource, okay? You've now said this is the book, the same book you read that allowed you in 2002 to start getting into property. Let's go in. KTR's got me. She says go in. Let's go in. You see, imagine writing a book to convey a message, and people read the book and start doing part of what you're talking about, but they don't get the message. They don't get the message. They don't get the message. All right, tell me this. If you write a book to share a message and people don't get the message, what do you do next? What do you do next? Tell me. Someone tell me. You write the book to convey a message. They read the book. They even change their life. They even do different things. They even change, but they don't get the message. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Okay? I don't know if I can do this. I know I can do this. I'm just going to be walking faith in this because that's what we're talking about right now. I want to put something on the screen which hopefully will prove exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Someone's already searched this in the internet before. Boom. I knew it. Whoo! This is crazy. Let's do this. All right, let's do this. You see, when you write a book to tell a message and people don't get the message, you see, the next thing you should do, or the next thing you would do most likely, is you're going to write another book. Okay? And you're going to try and make the message clearer. Okay, people, hopefully someone's following me in this. Okay, I hope I'm not just talking to myself right now. Hope you guys are following me. Let me see some follow in the chat. Let me see something in the chat. Guys, let me know that you're following me. Let me know that you're getting value out here. Okay, because I feel like where we're at right now, we're going quite deep. But again, if you're not with me, if you're not going deep, that's fine. You can stay where you're. Right, move up from the other day. All right, so let me share this with you. I want you guys to see this for yourself. If you write a book, okay, Nicholas says all ears. I love that. If you write a book, okay, you guys hopefully can see this. I don't know if I can make the web browser bigger, but hopefully you can see this. Yep, following different versions of the same book. All right, cool. We're not exactly there, Gavin, yet. That's not what I'm alluding to. I'm gonna give you something. Hopefully this is more powerful than what you're thinking about there in terms of different values, different versions of the same book. All right. So I want you to see this, okay? First book, okay? Mrs. I Can Win, following. She put a whole bunch of emojis in there. Yep, following different versions of the same book. Also, Kimmer says, keep on, let's go. All right. If you can see this, this says that Robert Kiyosaki's actual first book was written in 1991. It was called Rich and Happy. Okay, that's his first book. It says, okay, it's the blue one. Guys, let me know. Can you see the web browser clearly? Is it really clear? Because I know the pictures of the books are a bit small, but can you see it clearly? Okay, I see. Let me see. I see in the chat. Let's go. All right, now Rich and Happy was his first book, written in 1991. Straight after that, okay, let me click on this. Let me see if it shows up. Okay, straight after that, Mrs. I Can Win says, I see, I love that. All right, so let's do this, because when I click on them, they seem to show up. Okay, so look, I want you guys to get this. Rich and Happy. If you want to be rich and happy, don't go to school, ensuring lifetime security. That's the subheading of this book. If you want to be rich and happy, don't go to school, ensuring lifetime security, blah, blah, blah. Rich and Happy, first book, all right? Check this out, 1991, okay? Then he goes and writes the bestseller, okay, in its first format. Wisdom from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What the rich teach their kids about money that the poor and the middle class do not. That was when he released Rich Dad Poor Dad, 1997, okay? They knew it was going to be a hit. It came out, it was a hit. He re-released the same book again, okay? Wisdom from Rich Dad Poor Dad, what the blah, 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 okay? So 1997, he releases Rich Dad Poor Dad. People read the book. People start reading the book. People start making a change, but they don't get what he's trying to teach them. This is what he was trying to teach them. He makes his next book the next year, 1998, to tell you what he was trying to show you. He was trying to show you it's about positioning. The cash flow quadrant. That was the next book. If you look at this, Rich and Happy, he was trying to tell you something. Rich Dad Poor Dad, he was trying to tell you the same thing. Rich Dad Poor Dad, he was trying to tell you the same thing. But people didn't get the core message. The core message was it's about positioning. So that's why he shifted to the book Cash Flow Quadrant, and he created this, okay? And he shows this. This is the same as what I created, the sourcing blueprint, the infographic, the picture that says it all, the picture that's trying to convey a message to you that people aren't getting. And because they're not getting it, you think, how else can I show them? How else can I show them? This is about positioning. Guys, what do you think the game of Monopoly is about? It's about positioning. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm putting on the screen. It's about positioning. This is a YouTube video, so there's no point going to that. I want the one with the arrows so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's about positioning. Okay? Guys, here's my disclaimer. I'm not promoting any of these websites that we're going to. Hopefully you guys are getting what I'm talking about, because this is about positioning. All right, let's see if this one's going to open up. All right, I don't know why these things are not opening up. I want the exact links to open up, but they're not. Okay, but it's cool. You can see the picture. You can see what I'm talking about. This is the cash flow quadrant. These red arrows are telling you it's about positioning. Gavin, why do you want to stay in this position when there's all of these other more profitable positions for you? I'm going to tell you why. You've mentioned the concept is faith. I'll mention the reality. It's what you've been hearing. That's it. It's that simple. I'm not, you know me anyway, Gavin. This ain't about belittling people. This is about just being transparent and honest. It's about what you've been listening to. Now, the funniest thing is sometimes we don't realize we've been listening to this stuff. We don't realize that it's subconsciously embedded in there. We don't realize. This is why Rich Dad Poor Dad told you a story, because he knows you don't realize half this stuff. So let me tell you a story to bypass your analytical mind and to go through the route of your creative mind to teach you need to change. Guys, if you're getting value, you need to hit that like button side by side with that. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. And if you have not pressed the bell, ding, 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 you need to press the bell. Nicola from FP.com says in the chat he created a game too. Yes, I got the game, Cash Flow Quadrant. We don't play. Why? Because he's trying to teach you something. He's trying to teach you. It's about positioning. Move your position. Shift. That's how you win in this game. So hopefully, Gavin, that helps you. Let us know in the chat if that's of value to you. It's about what you're listening to. Gavin, listen, this is why you need a coach. You're a high performer, Gavin. You need a high performance coach. Works like that. Okay? You see, the highest performers need the highest performing coaches. That's just how it works. That's how it works. You need to find someone. It don't have to be me. I'm being transparent. Don't have to be me. You need to find someone who you resonate with, who you know can push your buttons, and you need to get on their coaching program, because that's how you're going to go to the next level. If you are a look, you've been investing in property since 2002. You're a high performer. You need a coach. That's what it is. This is the funniest thing. You can run in school and you can have your PE teacher tell you, you're an amazing runner. You see my younger brother, he's a professional athlete. Let me tell you something about my younger brother. My younger brother started playing basketball late compared to most athletes. You see, we got parents who take their children at 5 to go play football. My younger brother wasn't playing basketball at 5. My younger brother started playing basketball at 14. 14 is late. You can't become a professional when you start at 14, okay? My younger brother had a PE teacher who said to him, you're good at this. You'd be good at this. You should keep doing this. You see, my younger brother ignored that guy for months. That guy persisted and said, you're going to be good at this. You're different. You're not like everyone else. You'd be good at basketball. Let me tell you what happened when my younger brother took basketball serious. My younger brother had the opportunity to go and work jobs, day jobs, part-time jobs. You know what? Those jobs didn't last. You know why they didn't last? Because he was serious about his profession. And even before he got his first check, his profession was basketball. You see, basketball is the reason now that my younger brother has a degree, is the reason now that my brother has a master's and my brother has no student loan debt, for example. You know why? Because he's an elite performer. You see, you're like that, Gavin. That's what I'm trying to say to you. That's what I'm trying to say to all of you guys. You see, you guys are elite performers. And in order to succeed as an elite performer, you can't be around the people you are playing basketball with in secondary school. Because those people are not going to take you to the elite pinnacle of who you really are. You cannot be who you see until you change. You need to change. That's what we need. That's what we all need. So, Gavin, that's the reason why. All right? That's the reason why. Walking by faith. You want to walk by faith? Take the leap. Take the leap. Stand up. Take the step. Walk on water. It's created for you. It's made for you. That ability to do what other people in your stratosphere have not even considered being able to do is created for you. That's why you see it. That's why you see yourself going into those bigger deals. That's why you see yourself doing things on another level, but keep telling yourself, not yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Is it worth the risk? Let me tell you something. It's worth your risk, because you don't want to sit back 3 years from now and say, why didn't I? Gavin, it's made for you. All right, let's keep going. KTR says, too overwhelmed, too many different things to do. Okay, KTR, you need to elaborate on this. When you're saying too overwhelmed, too many things to do, are you talking about too many tasks, too many jobs, or are you talking about too many strategies? Because obviously, KTR, we've worked together before, and one thing you will know, because I know this, we both know this, is that lots of people in the early stage of their investing always think that the issue is too many strategies. They've got too many strategies in front of them. Okay, so you tell me, just let me know that, KTR, and then I'll go in further on yours. Is it too many strategies that you're talking about when you're saying too many things to do, or are you saying too many tasks? Like, oh, I've got to advertise on Spare Room, and at the same time I have to do marketing for landlords. Let me know, KTR. Okay, as I've said before, you know I'm here for you. All right, so KTR also says managing relationships with difficult people. We kind of spoke on that earlier on, so I'll brush that one. Apologies, KTR, if you want me to go further in on that. And if you do want me to go further in on that, let me know. And I'm definitely coming back to your other question when I get a bit of elaboration from you. All right, we got Gavin in the chat. He says, agreed, day 4 will underpin your future. Faith and fear, faith versus fear, period. Thank you, Gavin. I love that comment. Very clear. Okay, so Samuel says it was knowing what I want. Samuel, are you putting that in the past tense because we had a call today, and based on the call we had today, you feel like you're liberated from that challenge? Okay, because obviously today in our call, that was one of the things I was exploring with you, your specific challenges. So Samuel, are you writing that because you feel like you've overcome that based on our call, or are you writing that because, yeah, why have you put that in the past tense? That's my question to you, Samuel. Elaborate on that so we can come back and give you even more value. Powerful. All right, let's keep going. We got my man Timmy in the chat. Timmy gives us a fat, juicy one. I told you guys I want those essays. I know certain people in here are just, I'm going to write too much. I'm not allowed. You are allowed. Okay, you're in the right environment. You're with someone who cares. So let me tell you something. Someone who cares isn't going to say your comments too long. Someone who cares isn't going to say your comments too short. Someone who cares isn't going to say anything to you. Someone who cares is going to care about you, care for you, and give you the love. All right, now we're hitting 3 hours in 5 minutes, guys. Boy! Tell me I don't care. All right, fatigue, lack of belief, and some fear due to past experience. That makes total sense. Want to move forward, but sometimes lack confidence in his property judgment. A subconscious growing level of lethargy. All right, cool. I love this. All right, I love this because it's expansive. So because it's expansive, I can shoot for every angle of it. So first thing, for the fatigue aspect, you need to connect back with what I was sharing with Nicola about the laziness. Okay, fatigue is a subconscious byproduct which is similar to laziness. When people act lazy or people procrastinate, is very similar to fatigue. Let me say this. Some people think they're tired because they eat bad. Some people think they're tired because they don't sleep enough. Some people think they're tired because of their weight. Some people think they're tired because of all these things. Let me tell you something. One of the major reasons why people are tired and fatigued is because of their mind, because of their subconscious mind. Because for the last 3 weeks, they've been acting fatigued, acting tired. So now their brain tells them that's how you feel. Their brain now sticks them in that perpetual state because they've told their brain or allowed their brain for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days to feel like that. It's the same as when you get on an exercise regime. You start working out day 1, you start working out day 2, you start working out day 3, you start working out day 4, you start working out day 5. Even as I'm saying this, I'm feeling like I need to just start doing some workout. Guys, you start working out day 6, you start working out day 7. As you work out, you know what happens? Your brain starts telling you, I work out. So on Saturday, when you say, I'm not working out on Saturday, that could be your planned break. Sunday could be your planned break. Your brain's telling you you should do a workout. You see, why does your brain tell you should do a workout on your days off of working out when you work out regularly? But when you don't work out at all, your brain doesn't tell you should work out. You know why? Because you are programming your brain with your activity. So this is why for you, Timmy, when you're getting that fatigue around the area and concept of property, I'm telling you, Mrs. Akamwin says, please don't throw the phone. She knows where I'm at right now. This is why I'm telling you that the key for you, the real key for you is for you to get to a space where your activity consistently and daily is productive around property. It's not negative activity. It's not, oh yeah, I've got to go and no. Make it positive. Create a positive cycle. And the way you create a positive cycle is by putting yourself in a positive position. Partly similar to what I've shared with Gavin a moment ago. That might be through means of coaching. That might be through means of who you put around yourself. But it might be through means of more. It might. Let me tell you something. I'm going to come on to it because part of you've expanded, and it's this is actually the answer to part of something else you said. So let's get there. You said lack of belief and some fear due to the past experience. Let me tell you something. Your past experience is not indicative of your future experience. I'm telling you that right now, okay? I'll give you an example. Timmy, I know you're married, for example, okay? I don't know if your wife was the first woman you ever looked at and thought, I'm interested. Obviously not. I'm not talking about interested to the level of marriage. I'm just talking about the first woman you looked at and said, I'm interested. But let me tell you something, Timmy. Thank God. Okay, I'll say this again. Thank God that your past experience is not the predicator of your future endeavor / experience. So if you understand what I've just said to you, Timmy, what I'm saying to you is, even though you might have seen something in the past and said, I think this is good, and it worked out that the thing was not as good as you thought it was, it doesn't mean you can't still marry the babe tomorrow. It doesn't mean that you can't still marry the dream queen tomorrow. It doesn't mean that tomorrow's deal isn't going to work out. And let me tell you something, just go find someone who's crushing it. Just go find someone who's making it happen and help them through osmosis, shift your subconscious mind into understanding, you know what? This can happen for me. Listen, Timmy, I know it's thick. I know you don't want to. I know it's work. You need to read this book. Sister E. Cosmios, love you. Great to see you in the chat. You need to go read this book, Timmy. You need to read this book. Think and Grow Rich. Timmy, you need to read this book. All right? Timmy, let me tell you something. I don't know why I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? You know what you need to do, Timmy? You need to get 2, 3, 4, 5 friends. Get a few friends around you, okay? Friends that are real friends. Not those friends that are, yeah, I've known him from day. No, real friends. People that care about you. Like how I'm talking to you right now. People that will talk to you how I'm talking to you right now. You need to get those brothers around you, okay? When you get those few friends, some might be female, okay? You need to tell them, look, this is what we're going to do. We're all going to buy this book and we're going to read this book together. And you know what we're going to do to hold ourselves even more accountable? We're going to you finish the rest, okay? Because I don't want to put you at a level of strain, okay? I don't want to put you somewhere where you turn around and say, Samuel gave me the medicine, but I can't take the medicine. All right, I want you to take the medicine, so I'm going to stop there, okay? Create a little mastermind group, create a group of friends, get them around each other, and tell them, listen, guys, we're all buying this book. Costs around £10. If you want, buy the audio as well, okay? That will put you out £40 max, okay? You can't spend more than £40 buying this book and the audio, okay? Then put them on the camera so it all looks juicy. Buy the audio, buy the book. Buy the audio, buy the book. Buy the audio, buy the book, all right? Use our links in the description, affiliate links, okay? Let's all show each other love that way. But the point is this: buy the audio, buy the book. Get 3 or 4 of your friends. Let them jump on this video. Let them buy through the links in the video as well. I'm taking the mic. But the point is, get your little incubated group. Buy the video and buy the audio, buy the book. And you guys consume that content and live your life thinking and growing rich. Don't let this stupid experience of the past derail your future. Let me tell you something. If every man decided after the first relationship that they would not get married, this world will be an unmarried world. I'm just telling you that, and I know everybody understands what I'm talking about here. All right, so Timmy said in here he wants to move forward. Well, if you want to move forward, you need to do what I've told you. You need to do what I've told you. Don't play with that. Don't play with that medicine. Don't think Samuel's just talking. Samuel's not just talking there. All right, you need to do what I've just told you. Okay, and then you said, but sometimes lack confidence in your property judgment. Now, for the property judgment, I've got you. Okay, so this is the part I was saying that what I was going to say earlier touches this. So let me say it now. When you feel like you lack judgment with property, specifically, I know you're talking about measuring deals, looking at a deal and saying, yeah, this actually really does work or it doesn't work. All you need to do is something simple, Timmy. You need to partner. You need to partner. If you're on a coaching program where you've got access to a coach and you ask the coach, coach, what do you think? And that's not where you're at right now. If you've come out of that experience, or if you don't have access to that, the next thing you do is you partner. You find someone else who's either more advanced or who's at the same level with you. And then you just bounce off of each other. Like, what do you think? You think it's a good deal? Oh yeah, I do, based on this, that. Let me tell you something. Samuel, let me know in the comments if you mind me sharing one of the things I shared with you on the deal sheet you showed me earlier, okay? Just write the words "don't mind" if you don't mind. If you do mind, write "do mind." But try and be quick. Just let me know if you mind me sharing one of the things I shared with you earlier on one of the deal sheets you showed me. Now, look, guys, this is the thing, Timmy, yeah? Just get to a space where you partner with people and you say, okay, the next deal, I'm not going in on my own. I'm going in with someone else. I'll put half the money. I'll let them put half the money, because on the next deal, I don't want to be in a situation where it goes wrong and I'm on my own. Because look, let me tell you the reality. For most people, the deal going wrong is not the worst thing. For most people, you might think to yourself, oh, I did a deal, it didn't go well. Like, that's tragic. For most people, the real tragedy about a deal not going well is the fact that they're on their own in that. The fact that they've got no one to talk to who understands. The fact that they've got no one else who's financially bleeding as a result of that bad deal as well. The fact that they can't even just level with someone and say, listen, bro, look, this is what happened. Guys, for most people, it's being alone. Okay? The Bible even says this, book of Ecclesiastes. It says 2 is better than 1 because they have a better reward. It says they can keep each other warm when it is cold. Think about that. It's like when it's cold in your property journey, having someone else, having a 2 is better than being on your own as a 1. This is why having a coach makes a difference for so many people. Because having a coach for some people is like having a 2 when they're on their own in their 1. Okay? This is the same as why having a good business partner, a joint venture partner, for example, is powerful, because it's having a 2 instead of having a 1. Okay? So Timmy, that's for the second part. Lacking confidence in your property judgment, you need to partner with someone. Find someone who maybe has money, okay, but doesn't have time. Tell them to fund your deals and you do the deals. You put the effort, you put the work in. You reverse the curse of fatigue by you doing the work. And then as you do the work, you start to realize, actually, I've learned so much from my past experience that I'm actually a better investor. My judgment is better now. I'm more cautious. I'm not as optimistic with the deals as I was before, etc., etc. Okay, so that's something to think about. And another thing I say to you, Timmy, obviously because we've got some connection, I'd say to you, use the resources you have available. Okay, use the resources you have available. Timmy, I know firsthand, when you went through what I believe is the past experience you're talking about, you didn't use what was available to you to the best of your ability. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier on in the stream, guys, when I said ask, seek, knock. You see, if you've got access to value, why would you not use the value? Why? Because of embarrassment. Because, guys, I don't know what the answer is. But like I said, this 21 days of your property investing success is about annihilating the excuses. Just move forward with the concepts, the insight, the product, the content that you've been able to take from this. All right. So Timmy, let me know in the chat if that's been of value to you. The last thing you said is a subconscious growing level of lethargy. Look, that book is, again, it comes back to utilizing that book. I want to encourage you, get a little focus group together, start going through that book, start using that book and level up. All right. So that's for you, Timmy. Let's keep going, guys. Guys, are you getting value? If you're getting value, let me know in the chat. Write the word value. I see Osei Kimon in the chat. Fantastic. I love that. I love those comments. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Are you getting value? Yeah. All right. That's me, guys. That's me pumping up. All right. So, going back to FP Comms. So Nicholas said in the chat, for her, the fact that I asked the question broke the spell. Acknowledging it is where she needed to start. And guys, you know what I said to Nicola earlier about that, and I'll just stand by that. Okay, it's actually because she engaged with the value. And guys, I want to say the same thing to you as well. Also, Kimwin's comment earlier, to help KTR, managing difficult people is easy, just be professional. KTR asked me to touch on each of them, and I did. So here we go. We got Nicola's comment who says, thank you, obviously, because of the share that I gave. Most welcome, Nicola. We love you. We do this for you. We do this for the community. Let's keep making it happen. Mrs. I Can Win gave us the ears when I said, does this make sense? Mrs. I Can Win says, makes sense. Also, Kimberly says, wisdom, value. I love this. Mrs. I Can Win says, so true. I get the 100 emoji out here. Love this. KTR says no. Mrs. I Can Win with the emojis. So true. All right. We got the shrinking violet comment. It refers to being shy and reserved. Okay. I get it now. So I got it before, but it's good to know exactly what I thought is exactly what it is. So Nicola, thank you for that. We appreciate you in the stream. Ellie Ballroom said, making the calls resonates with them in their challenge. I totally understand that, again, because when you come to the sourcing blueprint breaks down the 4 different areas: marketing, managing relationships, measuring opportunities, and then also maturing deals. So you having challenges in finding deals, finding investors, etc., that's all there. That's all in the marketing aspect. So I understand that. Ellie Ballroom, you will probably really benefit from our 7-module online program. I think that program would really help you in terms of giving you insight into the structure on a very deeper level. But yeah, again, that's something that's available. Again, Mrs. I Can Win's comment, I just put it up again because it's just so powerful. Wow, I've just clocked ask, seek, knock. The first letters of each spell, ask. I'm sure that's not a coincidence. I don't believe it's a coincidence. Ellie Ballroom says, here, thank you. Awesome value. I believe wholeheartedly in coaching. Let's shift this up a little bit. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button, hit the like button. If you haven't hit subscribe side by side with all of that. Press that bell and be notified every single time I go live. All right, let's see how much more we can get in here. We got my man Gavin in the chat. He says, yes. He says, go in. Gavin mentioned about the first book. That's the first book, Rich Dad Poor Dad was the first book that set him on his property path back in 2002. KTR says to me, go in. FP Com says, all ears. When I ask the question, are you guys with me? Gavin says to me, yep, following different versions of the same book. Mrs. I Can Win shares to me a whole bunch of emojis following. Ose Kimmin says, keep on. Mrs. I Can Win says, I see. And FP Com's Nicholas says he created a game too. All right, so Gavin responds in terms of the comments and says, yes, so much value. My man Timmy in the chat, he says, thanks for tonight, Samuel. From everything you've said, I've had good tips for the question I asked. We'll be plugging into the previous days. Listen, let me say this. This is for both Timmy, Gavin. This is for all of us, okay? Catch up where you need to catch up, but go forth. Jesus said, go forth and multiply. Go forth and make it happen. Go forth and multiply. What I'm basically saying to you is tomorrow is the last day, day 21. Be there. Whatever it takes, be there. If you're getting this much value here, why would you not get even more value tomorrow now that you've had 24 hours, 48 hours, 14 hours, however long it is that you get to consume this content, to really think about this, to resonate on this, to ponder on this, and then come back tomorrow and be like, wow, like this is actually what I really got from yesterday. This is what stuck with me. This is what I'm actually going to use. Okay? Because it's one thing to get a bombshell. It's another thing to turn it into your own bomb and use it again. All right. So thank you, Timmy, for your comment. Appreciate you. Gavin says, I love it. I love it. We need each other, Gavin. Trust me. Gavin says, you've gone in on me, but hard hitting truth. Samuel, please throw the... I won't be throwing the phone. Okay, I see it now. When Mrs. I Can Win said, don't throw the phone, I was thinking to myself, why did she say that? Did she really know I was there? Obviously, I said earlier, today might be the day I throw the phone. Gavin says, please throw the phone. Mrs. I Can Win. I'm going to tell you why Mrs. I Can Win's being so nice and saying don't throw the phone. The phone I'm using right now is brand new. Okay, I only started using this phone on the 1st of January. New year, new phone. I jumped into this year. I said, you know what? I'm breaking every excuse. I got rid of every... Guys, listen, I got rid of every excuse this year. I'm telling you, some of you who know me well, you know some of the things I've done to really make sure the excuses are gone. But the excuses are gone out of my life, guys. And that's why I wanted to start January really eliminating the excuses from your life. But I knew I couldn't do that. In November, when I made that decision to eliminate excuses from people's lives and spend 21 days with them in January, I knew I couldn't do that if I still had a few, one or two excuses trying to attack and fester in mine. So I basically just took out the grenade launcher, boom, boom, eliminated the excuses and came back. So Mrs. I Can Win is trying to rescue my brand new phone. So Mrs. I Can Win, I love you. As you know, it's a special kind of love. All right, let's keep moving. KTR. She says no, as she believes in having multiple streams of income. She also does e-commerce on top of property. On both sides, there are several tasks to do. Oh, my girl. All right, let's do this so you guys know what we're talking about right now. If you're new to the stream, if you're just jumping in, write the word new in the chat. We've been going for a while. I know some people are still just jumping in. If you're new, just write the word new in the chat and let us welcome you. So I asked KTR. KTR was one of the first people to basically share what her property challenge is. She was one of the first people. And her property challenge was too overwhelmed, too many different things to do. And I basically said to her, she needs to elaborate and let me know, is that too many strategies or is that too many tasks? And she said, no, it's not too many strategies. It's as she believes in having multiple streams of income, she also does e-commerce on top of property. So on both sides, there are several tasks to do. All right. So I love that. So let me share this with you, KTR, okay, to deal with this challenge, okay? Focus. Okay, focus. You need to focus, okay? I spoke about this today. You guys are going to be thinking, how much value did you give those college students? I gave them a lot of value. So earlier on, when I was speaking to these college students, when I was invited by their teacher to do a presentation with them today, one of the things I broke down to them is the concept that I've also shared with you guys over these few days. And that specific concept is the simple fact that a light bulb, when a light bulb is switched on, it's dispersed light. And because it's dispersed light, it's great. It provides light for us all. But when you take that light and you harness that light through a small space, it becomes a laser. Okay, and that light going through that small space can now tear through bone. It can tear through stone. It can tear through metal. It can tear through aluminium. It can tear through wood. It can tear through doors. It can tear through people. That's the power of a laser. So what I want to say to you, KTR, is you need to get focused, girl. You need to get focused. Okay, and let me even say this to you because I want you to understand this. You see, 2020 was... Just say it, okay, guys. The thing is, I don't want to talk and sound over spiritual. That's not what I'm trying to do. But for me, sometimes using spiritual examples is the easiest way to convey a message quickly. So please allow me to do that. All right. FP Comms, Nicola says in the chat she has to jump off as she has an early session. But Samuel, you are remarkable, blessed, humbled, and grateful. Thank you, sister. Love to you. Like I said earlier, keep doing your thing, keep striving, keep pushing, keep making it happen, and let's do what we got to do. All right, guys. So good night, Nicola. All right, cool. So KTR, here's where it goes. Okay, focus. You need to get focused. Okay, you need to get focused. You need focus to be your guide. Now, again, guys, like I said, you might think it's over spiritual. I'm not trying to be over spiritual. I'm just trying to convey the message in a quick, succinct fashion. Okay, so I'm not just, regurgitating the same concepts 8 times before I can actually share it with you in a simple way. 2020 was like the devil's gift to all the people who are wicked, to all the people that are wrong. Like, if you think of it like that. And the reason I say that is because for many people going through 2020, and I've said this several times. This is why I wanted to help people start 2021 the right way. For many people going through 2020, what happened is their life got shook so vigorously that they ended up embracing lots of distractions. You see, when the whole world changes from physical to online, for example, one of the things that happens is you get so much online bombardment that for many people, they start, oh yeah, I'm doing this now, I'm doing this now, I'm doing that now. Oh, I've got to manage, so I have to take on this as well. People sometimes take on so much because of the fact that they're trying to stay afloat. But what they don't realize is a principle that we've probably all heard: less is more. Okay, I'll say that again: less is more. Okay, it's weird to say this, but I'll say this because I know you guys are going to understand this. You see, me having one wife is powerful for me. It's really powerful for me because the minute I agree to marry my wife, Mrs. I Can Win, I instinctively make another 8.9 billion decisions. Okay, I hope somebody understands what I just said. Hopefully someone can elaborate for us in the chat. You see, I'm going to say that again for those of you who are taking notes for you to understand. The minute I decided to marry my wife, I also, by making that one decision, I also made another 8.9 billion decisions. Okay, now most people don't understand the depth of what I just said. Okay, when I decided to marry one woman, I was saying no to every other woman in any other shape, in any other form. Okay, property, business, it's all the same. Commitment, day 7. Sometimes you need to make a commitment to one, because your commitment to that one will create so much value for you, you will be of value in other areas. Let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. If I didn't marry the right woman, which I did, I wouldn't be able to offer this much value to a community like I'm doing now. I want you to really understand and resonate with that. I want you to understand that, hold on a minute, this guy's been with us for 20 days in a row, sometimes for up to 2 hours, 3 hours. How is he doing this? Like, doesn't he have a life? Doesn't he have a family? Like, I've got a wife, I've got children, guys. But you know the funniest thing? It's because I made the right commitment at the right time with the right person that now I can also commit to giving other people value. So KTR, that's what I'm saying to you. I'm saying make the right commitment to the right thing right now, so that when the time comes, you'll be in a position to more successfully do e-commerce. Or if it's e-commerce you choose, more successfully do property. Or if it's a job you choose, more successfully do something else. You see, most people who've got quite a few property, I'm not saying these are people that have necessarily invested the right way or know what they're doing, but most people who've got quite a few property, they didn't buy property by being in property. Most people, okay, so the formula for success for the majority of people who have a few property is they leverage the income from their work. They leverage the credit that they could get because of their job. They leverage their salary to maybe save, or maybe they had some inheritance, whatever. But the point is, most people are using the thing they've committed to create an opportunity in the second, third, and fourth layers of income. So I want you to understand that you might have to focus on property and just focus on property to create the foundation to then be able to focus on e-commerce, or the other way around, or etc. etc. KTR, let us know if that answers your question and if that helps you with the biggest challenge you said you're facing. Mrs. Akanwin says, please don't throw the phone. We love that. Cosmios says, fire, 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 fire to the above comments. Okay, so we got Ose Kimon in the chat, fantastically fantastic. We got Ellie Ballroom who says clap, 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 clap. We got KTR who says massive value. Timmy, thank you, Samuel, very helpful. He can't see the affiliate link, but will definitely buy. Thanks. Most welcome, Timmy. Listen, Timmy, just click any of the links in terms of the book recommendations below. There should be one which says current reading or extra reading in the link, and you can definitely go get that book. But go get the book, go get the book, go get Think and Grow Rich. That's going to be a game changer for you, and use it, please. And look, Timmy, for you, don't just use it like, oh, I'm reading this book. I shared with you the formula for you. The formula for you is get your little incubation group, 3, 4, 8, 10, 12 guys, not too big, okay? I'm going to say that again, not too big. Probably don't go above 7, but get your group together, and with your group, read that book together. And listen, don't read the book together like you're depending on them, that if they don't read the book, you won't read the book. No, make sure you are going to read that book regardless of what they do, but bring your little focus group in. It's going to make a big difference for you. All right. Gavin, this is why I love having some real people in the stream. Whoo, guys, I just feel like the value today has been immense. I feel like it's been different today. It's not like the previous days. It's been a different kind of value, but an immense level of value. That's my strongest belief right now, guys. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm just being a bit silly, guys. You need to let me know, guys. You don't let me know enough, you know. You only let me know when I ask. I need you guys to let me know when you hear something and you're like, you know what, this guy just blew the thing up again. All right. But thank you for Gavin. People like Gavin, people like Nicola, you lot, you let me know. You do let me know. Gavin told me I beat him up I went in on him earlier on. So guys, I know how it feels. Guys, listen, let me tell you something. I only do to you guys what coaches have done to me. You know why? Because those coaches have fixed me. Those coaches have changed me. Those coaches have allowed me to be who I see. And I want you to be who you see. So I have to do the same thing to you. And I'm not trying to beat you up. I'm just trying to help you guys. I just know the remedy. I just know the remedy. Gavin says, YouTube can't take this off the platform, Samuel. This info must be stored somewhere. Too valuable to just disappear. So grateful. Listen, Gavin, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for jumping in the stream. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing over these 21 days, because it's for you. It's for people like you. It's for people like me, people that want to change. I let me tell you this. I said this probably on one of the earlier days. I didn't talk about it too much, but I will say this, guys. If I had someone like me doing what I'm doing right now for me when I started in my journey, guys, I'm telling you, I'd be somewhere else right now. I'd be somewhere else. As Jim Rohn says, I'd be every which way but loose. Okay? If I had someone doing for me what I'm doing for you guys right now when I started my property journey, right now, I'd be every which way but loose. Let me tell you something. See, as I'm even saying that to you guys, I'm thinking something in my head. You know what I'm thinking? Let me tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm going to actually go and watch. Like, I've already started watching some of these videos. That's the maddest thing. Okay? My wife would tell you. Ooh, guys, my wife will tell you. I sit down and watch my own videos like I'm a coach coaching me. I'm being honest. You might think that's mad, guys. That's how deep it is. That's how I know that the value I give is beyond my own level of experience, comprehension, knowledge, etc. Like I operate at that level of faith where I know I'm giving some good stuff. So I know if I sit down and listen to this stuff, I'll get some value out of it. So I do that. And my wife has witnessed me watching the replays of these videos. So again, guys, you know, if I had this, guys, I wouldn't be here. Let me just put it that way. The school would be created. We'd have the school. I'd be working with children right now in Africa, in the West Indies. I'd be somewhere else. But it's all good. Levels. All right. So we got KTR in the chat. She says 7 stars. Very helpful. Thanks. Guys, love you guys. All right. So at this point, any questions? I will still open up for questions. Any questions, write them in the chat. I'm not running away, but we are wrapping up soon. If you got questions, write them in the chat. Let me go through the questions with you guys. Side by side with the questions, let me let you guys know. If you haven't gone and got this resource right here, go get the resource. The resource is for you. It's to help you move further, faster in your property investing journey. This is the 7 best books for your property investing success. The best way to go there and get this is impactproperties.co.uk/book list. This is your key resource in order to help you move further, faster in your property investing journey. Go get that. All right. Any questions? Let me see if there's any questions. Ellie Ballroom, thank you for your comment. I'm getting a whole bunch of thanks in the comments. KTR says 7 stars, very helpful. Thanks. Ellie Ballroom says, Samuel, again, thank you very much for the outstanding value you bestow upon us. Be blessed. See you all tomorrow. Eddie Ballroom, thank you ever so much for your comment. We appreciate you jumping up in the stream. We appreciate you joining us on the journey, and we appreciate you sticking with it and putting in the work, because that's what makes the difference, guys. That's what makes the difference. Now, considering I've got no questions in the chat, let me know you go the extra mile. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Thank you, KTR, for acknowledging that. Listen, guys, this is what I want you to do. I want you to let me know in one word how today's live has been. In one word, how's today's live been for you? In one word, how has today's live been for you? Let me know in the chat. As you guys let me know that, I'm going to let you know that if you haven't seen this video, you need to go and watch that video. This video is how to invest in property. Let me tell you something. If you're an advanced investor, you got 8 properties, 10 properties, 12 properties, you still need to go watch this video. This video is going to help you think differently about how you've been investing and how you can invest in order to go forward. Guys, as I've said already, I'll say it again. I am going to love you and leave you. It has been a fantastic time sharing with you, rocking with you, my people, on the 21 days of your property investing success. And today, it's been day 20 of the 21 days of your property investing success. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Go watch this video. It's going to be of value to you. Happy investing.